What's up, everybody? Back with another video. King Charles, Rick James, Angel Baby is awake, Groveland Girl, Angel, C, Angel. Shout out to all you guys. Back with another video. And another gray, rainy, 40-degree day in Rochester, New York. In the climate change era in 2023. That don't exist. It's good, Ghost. Disciples, it's good. So, yeah, back with another one this AM. And same here in Washington State, yeah. Oh, damn, I like that truck, brother. Damn, he whipped that corner hard. Good God Almighty. Like, almost about to strike that car. But, yeah, like the title says, you know, at some point we will realize that, you know, we need each other. You know, at some point humanity will realize that we actually fucking need each other. You know, because I know that's been lost. You know, it's been totally lost. And I'm not gonna squeeze in there. I'm just gonna park it right here. Let me go get my hot coca, my hot cacao. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Let's be quick. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. In the filth hole. Yeah. In the filth hole. Where's that at? Oh, man. It's a little hot in here now. Shit. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Sooner, the topic is, oh, shit. Sooner or later, we'll realize as a human race of beings that whether they do it, induce it, or it comes just from the results of, man's bad choices, we'll realize that, damn, at the end of the day, we're like, man, we really needed each other, Because think of everything you do in your life, it's has others involved in it. So right there, it's a blind understanding that we lose and have lost track of, not understanding that we've made it every step of our way in our life because of somebody else. You know, people in your family, your friends, your children's, just strangers. Believe it or not, we need each other. And without anybody else, what would we have? Nothing. We wouldn't have anything. You know. So that right there, just a simple little concept and an understanding that goes blind, that we've only gotten to where we gotten because of others. So then you put it into your mind that, well, damn, look at the state of everything. Look where we're at. And why is that? It's because we've lost very concept, and thinking we don't need anybody. Started long ago. Oh, we don't need the family. We're gonna go over here. How they warped our minds to break up from immediate families when that's how it used to be. Then it went down into a single family. Then the single family had less kids. Went from the Brady Bunch to fucking, I don't even know no TV shows that had like one child. Shit, Punky Brewster or some shit. I don't know. And then it went to one parent homes. Then it went to reality TV where everybody's fucking that too, fussing and fucking fighting. And plain and simple. Oh man, check out the Trust and Equity server to see how God's people operate. Oh. Exactly, Angel. Exactly. But yeah, I mean, we need each other. Point blank period. We need each other. And they've broken us down all the way down to where motherfuckers run around. I don't need nobody. What the fuck? I don't need nobody. I mean, yeah, anybody could say we don't need anybody, but in reality is, by you saying you don't need nobody is actually meaning you need someone to let yourself know you don't need nobody. You need someone to even make that statement, and it's part of being human, is we need each other because we learn from each other, we grow from each other, we teach each other. We go through pain from each other. Pain is just a feeling of growth. We take it as pain, but that's your body giving you the feeling of you're about to grow. You're going to grow from this. Something's been damaged and it's about to be repaired. So it's renewal. People take it as pain and suffering and then get caught in that because that's what this world teaches. That's what this reality teaches is pain, suffering. I want to suffer. It's a disease of the mind. And you reconfigure your mind, that shit goes away. This shit goes right away. Shit don't affect you like it used to anymore. So, what's good? NTR. Yeah, more people were tricked, but people have been tricked. We've been tricked for a long time. We've been tricked for a very long time. But that's why, we got to reconfigure our minds, and then this reality becomes much easier because the prison is in your mind. Yeah, our bodies, and we know it's a matrix it's a prison matrix, yeah, but you're further imprisoned in your own mind. and you overcome that, hey, you know, things that affected you before don't affect you no more, you know. And then when you overcome that, you want to change the condition that your physical body is in. You're like, damn, because I didn't know, because I was out in the dark and I was imprisoned in a thought. I didn't know, but now I could see the opening to the gate. Let me go try to change that. Let me change that over there. Let me change that over there. You know, it's an evolution. Every day we're supposed to evolve, you know. Through thoughts, you evolve, you know. If you got all these thoughts and you don't do anything, then it's just a waste, you know. And that shit'll weigh on you. It'll build up, pile up. It's because we're beings of energy, and you know, we're trying to move towards something. But you know, they create all this stuff, you know, sports, entertainment, for you to get that energy into. Music, you know, drugs, alcohol, you know, anything that is an overindulgence, that's your energy escaping to a place where it has no value. You know, they take the value out of you that's supposed to be in you to push you every day, so you could evolve every day into understanding. You know, so you know, it just is what it is, man. And yeah. So people that say, "Oh, I don't need anybody," I mean, that's just a foolish statement, because you need somebody to not need nobody. You know, I mean, anybody can pull that concept and say, "I don't need nobody," and just, you know, but actually you do, because regardless of whether you know it or not, somebody is affecting you somewhere. So you actually need whatever that energy is to move. You know. That's why we got to reverse these concepts that have been laid down on us, because it's doing what they want you to do. They want you to not need nobody. They like that. They enjoy it. Because if you don't need nobody, they got you. They know that, oh, this motherfucker don't need anybody. So guess what? He needs us. Unbeknownst to him, he's blinded to the fact that he needs us to maneuver through. Nobody else will help him. We got this motherfucker. You know? And, you know, I had that mentality more like, man, fuck everybody. I don't need nobody. You know? But that's just a place of, you know, that person is unknown. And, you know, you don't know your true potential. You're actually more powerful by maneuvering energy with each other. You're more powerful. Even if you have a bad energy with somebody, it's a learning experience. Point blank. You learn from it. And pain is learning. Pain is a form of learning and understanding. You know, you look at it as pain. Oh man, shit. Oh man. Look at what happens when something happens to something. Pain or something that is something gets distorted, like your body. You scrape your leg or some shit, get cut. Well, what happens to it? Your body will repair that spot, you know, renew it. So it's renewed, you know? And some injuries you get, you know, it's like fighters and shit. You know, they bust up their shins, bust up their knuckles, their forearms or elbows, because they know when it grows back, it's going to be stronger. You know, that pain that they're going to suffer less pain later. You know, I mean, this goes, you know, with your mind and your thoughts. You know, it's supposed to build you up. I mean, that's what it does. It builds you up better and stronger. You know, and we're supposed to learn from it. When you get pain, that's to get your fucking attention. You know, like, oh fuck, I just fell off a fucking second-story window. I shouldn't be hanging off the fucking window. Or, oh shit, I just put my hand in a fucking fire. Down to those little things that we learned when we were young. You know, oh shit, mama said don't touch the hot stove, but 99% of us go touch the bitch anyway. You know. It's because we got to find out and feel the pain and be like, oh shit, yeah, don't do that. You know, and that's how we're supposed to maneuver through life, man. We get in a fucked up relationship with somebody. Oh shit, all that pain it caused me. Fuck that. I gotta learn from that and grow. But a lot of people don't. They perpetuate the same cycle over and over and over, and actually attract the same shit. Oh, I know mad people that attract the same fucking energy. It's crazy. Attract the same. Like, yo, you got the same thing over again. You know, you just keep attracting the same shit. Is because they don't learn. There's no energy expansion in there. There's nothing. You're gonna attract the exact same thing again. You know, motherfuckers be like, why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? Man, look in you. That's why. It's not everybody outside. You know, people come to me like, man, yo, this motherfucking, they crazy or they this and they that. I said, man, listen, they're not the problem. You're the problem. You know, you're the problem. You did that. You know, well, how I do that and this and that. They do the same shit as the this and that, da da da. Because you ain't learning. You attracting the same fucking energy. It's you. You emitting the energy because that's inside of you, and you attracted that, and now that whoever it is in your energy. You know, and we are so fucking powerful, man. And that's the thing that people don't realize. We are so powerful. You know, we are so goddamn powerful, and we truly don't even know it, man. Like, it's just crazy. You know, you can't teach it. You know, all you could do is just tell somebody. It's not something you teach because this resides in them, hoping that, you know, they hear themselves through you and be like, damn, you know what? I do understand what you're saying, man. I get it. Damn, that makes so much sense. And when it starts making sense, then it's activating the sense that you got to pick it up and change, you know? It's just, man, this shit that they done to us, man. And this is how deep this system runs. The system runs real deep, and it's got layers upon layers upon layers. You know, it's just like, you know, like when our parents, they failed us, but it's not a negative fail. It's like, okay, they don't know, but when we try to tell them and teach them, good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? And that's all we can do. We can't sit there and be like, oh, I'm stressed, you know, because they don't believe me and this and that. Well, that pain is to push you to keep growing, you know. Keep growing and don't settle, you know. Keep growing and don't settle. Keep going. The rejection, all that shit is to push you even harder and farther, you know. You know, a loss is a gain. So that's how you got to look at it. And remember, all these things only go to real, true intentions. No fucking bullshit to get over, to take advantage, shit like that. No. Because you'll realize that being real can give you more. Being real meaning being righteous in your intentions that are good will get you farther than anything, you know, that can be ill intent. You know, it can get you farther than that. It could be something, you know, simple, you know. So what's good, Bamboo? Janine? So, you know, it is, you know, we need each other, man. And we weren't taught those concepts, really. I mean, I think one of the greatest things, and they realized how powerful that was when these motherfuckers came together back in the days. Michael Jackson, I remember in school, they had that "We Are the World" fucking songs. We are the world. We are the shit. I mean, that shit brought so many fucking people together, brought tears to people's eyes to see everybody together and shit, man. They had it, man. I think they used Michael Jackson as a test of love frequency. They're like, yo, man, if they get love, look at this shit. Look at how people are. And they just reverse that shit, changed up all kind of shit. You know, I think Michael Jackson was a transformation of fucking black magic, you know, and that's why they turned that motherfucker white, with something to do with white light and dark magic and reverse and inversion, you know. because some of the shit that he put out was powerful, bringing humans together type shit. And they had to get rid of that shit, you know. And yeah, so but I don't know. But yeah, and they just hold on, let me take a sip of this. Shout out to Just Juice with the hot cacao, chaga, cocoa hitting my body in the morning. Love it. And what the hell's going on? But yeah, it's just they really done a number on us, man, by keeping us apart and just always apart. You know, not needing each other, thinking we don't need each other, thinking, you know, I don't need a man and all this other shit, and you know, I don't want no kids, or you know, I want to put my parents in a fucking nursing home and shit. I can't do it, you know. They like that shit, and they capitalize and fuck us all the way around with it. You know, that's what they do. I mean, think about these wealthy motherfuckers, man. You think about the Trumps, the Gates, all these psycho fuck paths, right? All their parents were. This is what they did when they had a business. They would give it to their kids, their daughters. This is what they did for generations and generations and generations and generations. They ain't teach us that. You know, growing up when kids had, you know, they taught us, oh, you know, go be this, go be that. So now instead of passing the legacies down, keeping it in a family, they go give it, the kid goes off and does something else, you know? And then the legacy, whatever legacy that they had, like whatever trade or inventions or business that the fathers had, then that's it. It fizzles out. You know, it's just given to the kid and they like, oh, I'm this now. I'm just going to get rid of it. And then it ends up going in somebody else's hands. You know, it's just fucked up, man. How just ridiculous and bad that they really did a number on separating us, man. You know, they really did a number on separation. And you know, so just a lot of shit. But what else? What else have we got? You know, and needing each other again isn't fucking rubbing feet and scratching backs and picking toenails and shit like that. It's just coming together. You know, networking. You know, using 2023 time as hold on one second. So yeah, yeah. So oh man, who else is up on here that I didn't hit up yet? So what's one thing I wanted to let's see real quick. What was that? I don't know. I can't find it. I seen something I wanted to talk about it. never mind. But anyways, you know, and it is and this where we're at, how we've been manipulated with social media, how social media has really affected people's thought process. Just like the TV is detrimental, internet, cell phones are just as detrimental to people's thought process. I mean, you know, it could be simple as if you're on like Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or even YouTube, but mostly like these faster platforms like Twitter and Facebook. Like I'm in some groups, right? And people will share something about something, and then everybody just fucking just judges, and then they just talk about their situation instead of what somebody just had like posted. It's like, what the fuck? What's wrong with people, man? You know? And it's because we've been so separated and self-centered through social media bubbles. And oh, you know, this is your profile. You know, it started years ago with MySpace. You know, I've never had MySpace. I don't know nothing about it. But then it leaked they had Facebook, and you know, people would just, it's about their fictitious life where it's always smiling and happiness and, you know, look at me, and you know, it's all about me, and that shit was all done deliberately so it can separate us further, you know, separate us further. And even YouTube, same shit, you know, to separate us further, you know. And it's crazy, man. It really is. And you see people in reality, the younger generations, when you talk to them, it's like, man, I'm talking to a social media app, you know. Even some adults, you know, you talk to them, it's like they can't even think because they don't have a device to kind of respond for them and shit. It's like, whoa, this shit is kind of weird, man. This shit is kind of crazy, you know. And I see it just by sitting in Just Juice sometimes. I see a young person come in there, they have no fucking people skills, interactions, or whatsoever. And that place is a very interactive, talking place. And to see some people come in there is like, God damn, you know. And I've talked to young people that are just totally fucking lost, and it's crazy, man. You know, I've been in protests where there's groups of people like that, and when you're talking to them, they talk together like they're in a comment section. They look at each other for answers and shit. It's just the weirdest shit ever. But if you get one of them motherfuckers alone, that whole facade of that breaks down, you know. It breaks down, and they get it more, you know. They get it more. But yeah, man, it's just crazy. It really is. Try to have the conversation with someone they need, sir, to tell them what to think. Yeah. Right. So it's truthfully really devastating, man, when you get to just see and observe. And it's basically, you know, I just observe a lot of things, man. I just really look and observe so many different things. Even intelligent people. You know, I was at court, what it was last week, right? And just seeing like the lawyers talking, it was like, man, these motherfuckers are like robots. Seeing the lady prosecutor, I'm like, yo, this bitch is on some kind of fucking she's on something, man. She's just way too, like, these people are, it's just, you could see it. It's like, but then you'll see other people and you'll be like, you know, you see a difference of energy. You know, it's like these two energies that are here. It's in or out. That's it. And you can see it everywhere you go. You can see people that maybe, you know, they're just a button waiting to be pushed to be awakened and be like, well, what the fuck was I doing all this time? But then there's this other half that is just totally fucking gone, and that's it. You know, these people are cut off. You know, they're cut off from that connection to the all. They are locked in. And this is where we're at, man. That's why I believe it. It can be another dimension that we crossing over to. And at some point, these two polarities are going to collide, man. And that's when I believe like the breakdown is going to come, you know? All right. What does it really mean, Angel? Really? We just put labels on it, you know? It's this and that, you know? We just put labels on shit like, oh, it's that, and it's this, and it's this, and what is it? You know what I mean? It's like astrology, you know. I was seeing a video that Dr. Savage put up. You know, it's a good video because it was good production, but you know, it's like it's coming from a Christian viewpoint and it's using Egypt for astrology. I'm like, astrology, sorry. I'm like, but astrology goes back way farther than that. But it's just, you know, this is the thing about astrology. This new age, this new age spirituality shit with this astrology, that is some fucking satanic darkness, evil shit. That's the false light. That is like, you know, the real end, you know, to a whole new spirituality. YOLO, you only live once, you know, spiritual. I'm in my higher understanding, you know, crystals and this and that and da and you know, that's what it's all about. Nah, that's that other shit, you know. That's that other shit, you know. You know, I don't rock with that shit, you know. It's a fine line. See it for what it is, you know. But the thing with astrology is it's real. All right. It's real in the sense that as above, so below. That's just what it is. You know, what's above us is a part of us. All right. Whether it's our intelligence, our conscious, our spirit, our soul, whatever it is, we coming from out of there. You know, they let you know by dates. All right. There's a reason why they got dates. You know, I mean, the Mayans and Aztecs, they had 13 zodiacs. You have the Indus who was into astrology. It wasn't even called astrology. You have Chinese. It's not called astrology. It's called something different, but they all have depictions of above and they got similarities, but the dates range in the same aspects is because they know and understood their connection to that. But how do you teach someone? You got to call it something. That's the only way, is they had to call it something. So by them calling it something, was able to teach other people to understand this. Understand is what we're disconnected from. You know, so it's something, but they have to put, you know, pictures on it, like, you know, the animals and shit, so people can understand it, so they can teach them. So they had to call it something. They had to say, okay, this is that. This is how they taught their people that we're connected to it. And they harnessed those energies, understood how to live with the universe and nature and all that stuff. You know, that's why this new age shit has nothing to do with that. This is the, and if you see it and understand it, it goes into, you can manifest your own reality, manifest money, people, friend. I mean, get the fuck out of here with that stupid shit. That is not what it's about, you know? Can't stand the shit. I really can't. Are we live? Because it done went to 0. Somebody give me a thumbs up. Somebody give me a thumbs up because it says 0 on here. I don't know why it always does that. It's so stupid. Okay, thanks, Ace Flavor, Angel, Pale Horse, Rick James. Thank you. So, you know, I mean, we're connected to it. You can feel certain things at certain times of the year. Though the LED lights, the fucking city light saturation just totally fucking disconnects us from that shit. We can barely see this shit. You know, you go out into the rural areas, you could see it, but not like you see it how we're supposed to see it. How they saw it, because they didn't use none of that LEDs. They had fire or whatever other technology they had back then. You could only imagine the beauty of the sky. We can't see that shit. We can't see what we're connected to. We can't sit there and, you know, look up and be like, wow. Because if you ever go to a dark park, that's all you can do is be like, oh my God. It gets scary. It almost feels like you're going to fall to the stars. Like when you look up so long, I got to look down and be like, whoa, because I feel like I'm about to fall into the stars. Like, yo, the shit is so fucking crazy, man. Going to a dark park, and that's just areas that are so fucking desolate and far out that you could see the sky, and it's just an amazing thing. I think this year I'm gonna go and see the Northern Lights. Something I've never seen yet, and I want to see the Northern Lights. It's one thing I ain't never seen. But they just, man, it's crazy. So, I mean, we're disconnected from that totally. They went all through that. They gave us astronomy. What the hell? What significance does astronomy fucking have to do with anything? Like, that is the most dumbest ass concept fucking ever. Like, that's how far they dumbed us down. Like, astronomy. What the fuck? Astronomy. Why we couldn't grow up in a culture and learn about the sun and moon calendar. Other cultures have both calendars. They teach lunar and I don't know, sun. I don't know I forgot what the other word is for the sun, but they teach lunar calendar. Like it's about to be Chinese New Year. That's lunar calendar. I mean, we don't know. Americans don't know nothing about that shit. Don't have no understanding into that. There's other cycles of moon and sun that we just mosey on our fucking merry ass day, totally fucking disconnected what is. And it's just mind blowing, man. Yeah, I want to see that too, the Aurora Borealis, man. So look, you're being a hater. I'm being a hater? I don't know. I'm being a hater. Mateo, am I being a hater, you said? Or somebody else? But anyways, it's just, man, they just done a number to us, man, just to keep us disconnected, hating on Australia. I'm not hating on Australia. What are you talking about? That wasn't me. What are you talking about? You just misconstrued everything I said, man. That's why we got to put our feelings aside and come with logic, because if you get into your feelings, you miss the whole message. I mean, come on, Mateo. Did you not hear what I just said? I was talking about a video Dr. Savage put up about how it looked at astrology as evil and magic, and it was coming from a perspective of a Christian, but only talking about ancient Egypt, when this shit goes back way to the Mesopotamian era and in the Sumerian era. So what are you talking about? No, that's the New Age astrology is fucking dumb as fuck. What are you talking? The New Age shit, that is stupid as all hell. Yeah, you got to back up. Sometimes you call me a hater and you don't even know. See, this is the type of things that I be talking about. We're in a world where people are stuck in feelings and emotions instead of logic and reasoning. You take what somebody says, but you didn't even listen to the whole thing. And this is the type of mentality we got to just lose. We got to lose that mentality. We gotta lose that. I mean, and the comment I left on Dr. Savage is exactly what I'm talking about now. It's about that shit, as above, so below. That shit above us is very real, but they put names on it so they can teach us and pass it down from generation to generation. But we get to the American generation, we got fucking Pluto, Mars, Venus, Mercury, and all this other dumb shit, and the sun and all this other bullshit that doesn't make any fucking sense when you really look at it. Makes no goddamn sense. It just disconnects us even further to think that we're just some fucking, just a glimmer of hope. You know what I mean? So, all right, Angel, shout out to you. Hmm. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry, guys.
Cockback is just fired at.
So, yeah. So Mateo, I didn't say. I'm talking about the new age. I talk about it all the time. This new age shit, this love and light shit, that's straight bullshit. It's just straight ridiculous. It's getting out of hand. It's a new religion. People are falling into it. It's a false light, a false belief system. It's actually worse than fucking religions itself because people get in their own fucking just imaginations. You know what I'm saying? That just illogical shit. So that's all. Ain't no thing. But yeah. I mean, it's what they did. It goes back before the word even astrology has been here. You know what I mean? But they further put us in hope because they gave us fucking astronomy. Like what? No significance in anything. Just taught us fucking planets and how far they were away from each other and the climate on them, which they can't possibly know with any of that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look what they gave us, you know? Meanwhile, they use this shit on us every single day. So, but yeah. So yeah, but other than that, um, but yeah, man, we gotta come together, man. And one thing we gotta lose is this wherever this shit came, we gotta send it back, man. All this feelings and emotions and shit, we gotta give that shit back to them, man. You know, because that just depletes our own abilities, our own energies, fucks up our connections with everything. It's out of hand, man. You know, it really is out of hand. And think of how they rule over us. If you think of how they rule over, they don't use feeling and emotions to get in the way. They use logic and reasoning. These motherfucking psychopaths hate each other, but they know goddamn well we got a mission. And our mission is to do A, B, C, D. Just like in the law. They got a mission too. Them motherfuckers don't put their feelings in this shit. The motherfucking judge is a judge. He's looking at the facts and he ain't fucking with feelings. The police, they're told to do their job. That's why that shit's all fucked up because they don't have feelings and emotions. All right. And that's something that they use their corruption and their all that bullshit and fuck us up with it, you know? So on the lowest levels, the cops have the feelings and the emotions. All right. And they let that shit slide. They let it happen. But when you get out of that, now it comes up to logic and reasoning. Okay, what's the reason that this happened with this officer and individual? All right, cop, you fucked up. You really fucked up this time. So you got to pay the repercussions of this shit. You know, and this is just how they use it against us every single day, man. They can come together. They don't like each other. but they come together for one common good, is tyranny, So, yeah, that was good, Millie. Peace and love to all those listening. If you're tuning in, then you're setting your day up for success. Season, right? Thank you. That's all I try to do. At the end of the day, is just try to. It may sound harsh sometimes, but it's just, it's all out of love. Because I just want people to understand where we're at. And from situations that I've been in to say, you know what, we got here from the A, B, C, and D, and like I said, they come together to inflict these bullshit tyranny on our ass, So we should come. All we got to do is come together and we fight tyranny. It's that simple. You just come by coming together. When you stick together, that's their. If we know their number one goal is division, this is why it's just so been mind blowing since I came on when I woke up and came to YouTube. Just been blowing my mind ever since. They use division to divide us, but we still ain't figured it out. We still have not figured it out that they use division. All the shit we know and understand or claim we know and understand, we can't figure out. We got to come together. We got to put down our differences because we're supposed to have difference. We're supposed to have, it's just, everything is different. Nothing occupies the same space at the same time. Therefore, you're in a different space. You're your own universe. Uni is one. So everybody has their own universe, So, that's powerful shit, we just can't figure it out, Division is why they rule over us. Division is why they're doing what they're doing. They want to divide us and keep us divided. Are we listening to what we're saying? So let's not be divided. Let's come together. But nope, it's a problem, and everybody's got their own fucking viewpoint because it's emotions. The fact is, that's what needs to be done. It's undebatable, And like I told Brian before, High Impact Flicks, I said, listen, man, if you were to do a poll, all right, and every channel was to do a poll, I could 100% guarantee you that more than 90% would say that they would love for all the channels and all the platforms to come together on a common platform or a goal or something. Whoever would say no to that shit, they're a troll. Point blank, period. And it's like, okay, then you got to wonder, well, who's actually causing the divide? What's actually the reason? It's probably the platforms. The reason why this division is the way it is. Then you got to look at, damn, if the division leaders or whatever you want to call them are the ones to dividing or fear of coming together, then that's where the problem sits. It doesn't sit on subscribers and followers and people who rock out with people. It don't sit on them. That's the spark that might get people to do something is actually you. The ones that's causing the division. The ones that talking about how we're divided. Well, it's undividing. Time to undivide. So I don't get it, guys. I'm just sorry. I just don't get it, and I'll never get it because it just doesn't resonate with me. What's good, Joseph? I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't think I'll ever understand it. Because no matter what, we would be nowhere without other people. Whether they're good people or bad people, we wouldn't be where we at today without them. Because the bad people show us what we're supposed to be doing to make good. And the good people are going to be good people showing us goodness all the way and rock it out with you. Good stays with good. Bad shows good. That's why good in the end is always going to overtake that energy, because you can't have darkness without light, you know, and you can't have light without darkness. Those two cancel each other right out, you know. So yeah, I just don't get it, man. Never will. That's one thing I knew. Even when I was asleep, I knew I could fuck this up, you know. I could fuck this up, you know. I already innately knew I could fuck this up. I better do this right, or I want to do that, so I better do this right. We innately have this ability to know we can fuck it up on our own. Well, I don't want to fuck this up. How many times do we say it? Well, I don't want to mess this up. I want to do it right. You know, I want to do it right. So those concepts over the years we have lost, you know. Remember in school, you know, even in slave school, you wanted to get it right. And when you got it wrong, you were like disappointed and shit. Like, dang, fuck, try harder next time. You know, that did teach us that, but I don't think they taught us that. I think that's something we already know, you know. So going through this life, we should be thinking, well, I don't want to mess this up. So we should take that principle, you know, where we go, you know. Even when I see rude fucking people, you know, people are rude to me. Before how it used to be, man, I cuss them the fuck out. I mean, it was just, I had that ignorance in me, you know, it was ignorance. Now it's different. I would explain to them whatever it's all to do with an individual situation. Everybody doesn't go under the fuck, you about to, you know, before was you get triggered, it's fuck off, fuck you, da da da. We all had that. We're younger, piss off, da da da. Now everybody has an individual situation. So whatever situation I'm in, okay, this motherfucker just did this to me, or they said that, or it was this, is it worth a response? All right, I'm at this customer service and this motherfucker's just totally rude and just ignorant, giving me a hard time. I'm not gonna say fuck off, you piece of shit, you know, calling them, you know, whatever. I'm gonna say, I mean, you're in a position of, just saying, for instance, somebody at customer service give me a hard time, saying, you know, you're in a position of, it all depends on the situation, because back in that mask shit, oh, I was going in, but it was a go in where, you know, I'll just get straight to the point. You know, I tell them what it is, and, you know, what I ain't doing and what they gonna have to do, and what, hey, you should be waking up, open up your eyes to see what's really going on, you know, stuff like that. Each situation is different. So like if it's bad customer service, I'm gonna explain to them, like, look, you're in a position to help people. I would say, you know, this isn't help. You know, you're being rude, obnoxious. You're not really helpful. What is that? Like, why? Doesn't even make any sense. This is your job. This is what you're supposed to do, but you're making it hard for me. Here, I had to call over your head to get the answers that you know. I said, that's not right. I just did this the other day to somebody. I said, that's not right. This is something you're trained to do. And they're still trying to say, well, this is what I was, you know, I said, that's not, because the person over you said that's not how you do things. I said, this is something that you're taking upon yourself to do. And they weren't getting it. So I just said, you know, just be more nice to people and walk away. That's how we should be doing stuff. You know, stuff like that can change people's minds. You know, it might not hit them then, but it might be later home thinking, you know, because some people you'll devastate with that shit. You ever be driving and you made a mistake and cut someone off or something, and you look and them motherfuckers wailing out the window, fuck you, motherfucker, with a middle finger. Oh, you're like, what did I do? That person's whole day's fucked up. They're gonna go home, go to bed, like, oh God, that fucking asshole on the road this morning pissed me off. People are like that, man. And this is how we not supposed to be acting. Nobody should affect you to where it goes into your life and, you know, you take it home, then your wife's, husbands, kids, everybody's got to feel it. Hell no, you know. And that's one thing I always knew is, no matter how hard something is, you know, don't take that shit with you. You leave it where it's at. You know, learn you got to have a shut off button. And some people ain't like that. I used to be around a lot of motherfuckers, man. Come in, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker grumpy as a bitch. And it's because they oh man, you know, I this yesterday and that shit. I said, well, shit, don't let it bother you now. Then I would have some people be like, man, I love coming to work because, man, my life's at home is so fucked up. Wife don't let her down this, and kids don't respect me and this and that. So I like coming to work. You know, all the shit that I've heard over the years, man, just sat with me. You know, and it's like it changes. You know, when you go back and look at it, you change and your mind changes, and then you could just see and understand how people are, man. To be able to tell people and be like, yo, like, look, you know. And I've had plenty of people like, man, what you told me really helped me out. And I said, I didn't do anything. All I did is just showed you, like, why waste your energy? He's like, you're right, you know, you're right. Shouldn't have, you know, it's just so much easier. And that's all it is all it is about evolving. All right. And we got to get through so much layers of bullshit just to even get, you know, people say, oh, I'm in my higher self and higher consciousness. But man, having pulled the layers out from up under them, you know, I ain't, you know, claiming any goddamn thing. You know, all I know is we all got work to do. I got plenty of fucking work to do. I am so far beyond fucked up. It's not even funny. You know, I got a whole lot of shit to work on, you know, but, you know, I understand, you know, certain things I ain't gonna do, and certain things, you know, it just innately knows makes you a better being and a better mover of energy in this realm we in. And by you moving in good energy, energy's gonna find you, energy's gonna follow you, good things are gonna come to you, good energy, good people, you know, beautiful souls. You could just be sitting somewhere and then you'll look to your right or left and you just look and be like, man, these are some beautiful souls. Look at this. The universe placed me next to some beautiful souls. And then they'll look at you and they'll say, hi, how you doing? And next thing you know, you're in a beautiful ass conversation. That's how the universe works. They don't place you around fucked up shit, fucked up situations, bad people. You know, if they do, it's a sign. But it's rarely ever going to happen. You're just going to be surrounded by goodness, you know? And when you are put in a position of something like that, it's a moment of spreading your good energy, your light to an understanding to make somebody understand something, you know? Nobody moving in an energy like that, nobody's going to haul off and punch you in the face and want to fight and kill you. I have yet to have that. I've been in some harsh ass conversations and it's all love, shouting, screaming, but they can get it. They feel like there's no threat. All they're doing is that dark energy in them. That negativity is coming up out because you're the light and you're shaking that shit out. And guess what? At the end, it's a hug, a handshake. It's all love, phone number exchanged. You know, hey man, where you be at? You know, man, I might just need to talk to you one day. After you done had shot people thinking like, I'm like, yo, like, no. But that's how it is when you're moving in this energy. It's not, no one feels threatened. You know, only thing that's threatened is that spirit in them that has embodied them, that's trying to climb its way out. That's what you're striking. And when you're talking to people, you can see it. You know when to strike it out of them, you know, because innately you know that the body is a vessel. You know, we know there's an energy here and it's embodying in these vessels. All right. So when you know that, you know that you have the ability to bring it out. You know, we done did this shit real time. That's one thing Zach is very good at. I've seen him do it. You know, he's really good at. Oh damn! And there he goes. Speaking of Zach, I just happened to see it. No, astronomy is not New Age. Wait, astronomy or astrology, whatever word they call it. That concept that we got is very new compared to the old. You know. Well, let me back up in the comments. King Charles, a little or energy. I'm behind the stream. What's wrong with astronomy? It's a study of objects in the sky. Yeah, well, that's what's wrong with it. In my opinion, Zach, that's exactly what's wrong with it. It's just objects in the sky. You know, when you study ancient cultures, it was a lot more, and they knew they were connected, and they understand the inner workings of the universe and nature and the planet all as a whole. So, you know, that's what's wrong with it. When these people gave us this astronomy shit in school and taught us this shit, that's all they taught us. Was this planet does this, it's this far, it's got this climate, and they ain't never been to the motherfucker. And there's so many other things up there that they just left out, you know? That's why that astronomy crap is just, you know, they took out what was above, which they said, you know, they call it astrology, and they gave us astronomy. You know, they furthered us, you know. So, you know, it's stars and planets and a cycle and a clock above us that affects us, that we are connected to. But to call it something, they had to create the animals and whatever so they could teach people. What did the people that gave us astronomy teach us? Nothing. You know, they didn't teach us any goddamn thing. You know, when you go back and look, it's like, man, this was a real understanding, and it was in harmony with nature, and they knew how to move and, you know, build structures and position themselves. You know, the Ayurvedic era, you know, medicine. You know, there's positions we're supposed to be sleeping in, positions in your house. You know, there's Ayurvedic home builders that build homes under the specifications of the Ayurvedic principles, and that shit is really powerful. So, you know, that's what I mean by New Age astrology. It just didn't tell us any goddamn thing. You know, I don't believe anything that we learned in school. Definitely not astrology. I mean, astronomy. Sorry, astronomy. So that's the thing with astronomy, is it just straight fucking keeps us farther disconnected to what is, you know. And you know, it's like there's 13 zodiacs in Aztec Mayan, you know, their astrology. Chinese astrology is different. The Indus civilization, they had an astrology different. The Sumerians had an astrology different. You know, same concepts with time and the months, but different animals, creatures, or whatever, you know. And they knew what was above. But what if we were taught nothing? We weren't taught anything about nothing. Zero. Zilch. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. January is a new year. What the fuck? That ain't no new year. A new year of what? You know? It's a new year of what? You know, they didn't teach us about all this stuff. You know, they kept it hidden from us. So, you know, I mean, who knows, man? I do believe there was some type of energy that they just keep hidden from us. How could it just be fire? You know, they knew something. You know, I mean, they really did know something. And they stole that and harnessed. They steal it. These people that are in control of this bitch are fucking psychopaths to every order, and these people are disgusting, and they need to be just gone out of here, because everything that everything that we encounter in our everyday life is because these people want us slaves, spiritually and physically and mentally. Everything is against us, you know. I mean, Biden is talking about they need to. I mean, this is 2020. This is last month. They're going to invest money in geoengineering now. All of a sudden, it's not a conspiracy theory. Like, what the fuck? They're literally telling they're going to block the sun. We see it every fucking day. I mean, we had a sunny day the other day and ain't seen the sun in weeks, you know, days, and it's back gray again, you know. And then when it's out, we see that rainbow reflection. They're reflecting the light back out. That devastates nature, fucks up the ecosystems, fucks up the animals and shit, fucks us up, you know. And we're just sitting here allowing this shit. It's just unbelievable, man. It's crazy. It's really crazy. It really is mind fucking blowing, you know? So it really is mind blowing. But yeah, so astrology is very, I mean, it is, I mean, what's above us is as real as it can get, you know? And when I think that's one of the most highest forms of information. If somebody, you know, like astrotheology, God, that is some crazy knowledge. I mean, it's really, I love watching people who do astrotheology. That shit is amazing, you know. But this astrology bullshit they got out here and pushing, that shit's some bullshit. That's that love and light trash, that satanic energy, that false light. No, I see that for what it is, because you can see the people that are involved in it. You know, they have these. You know, it's another religion, man. You know, how the hell, you know, all this astrology and you're doing all this, surrounding yourself. I mean, what are you doing? You're not. What do you really got a direct connection? Like what? Go back and look at the foundations of astrology. We are far from that, and they don't want to hear that. It's like vegans. How I battle vegans all the fucking time. You know, about their, about their, how they view their diets and this and that and this and that, and oh, I couldn't do it and this and that, and or this and that, and now I'm a raw. Now the raw, like the one guy, what the fuck was his name? Matthias or some shit. Guy was like, he went to a raw meat, a raw vegan. You probably remember we were going back and forth and shit. But he fucking was eating it, faking. Like, I mean, I've been eating raw meat, and I think I don't even know where he's at now. Might not have went too well, because it was crazy. Didn't even make any sense. But that's besides the point. Faking like it tastes good, and biting into it and eating it, and like, oh, this is so good. I'm like, seriously. I mean, he probably ain't even around anymore. I don't wish bad upon anybody, but god damn. But anyways, yeah, I just can't rock with that new age spirituality bullshit. That's some shit they're pushing. It's mainstream. As soon as shit gets mainstream, and then it incorporates weed. Then the weed, the new age weed that's out there that's fucking people up. I see it every day. Used to be a high vibratory plant. Now is a low vibratory plant. And all you got to do is look at people that are smoking that shit like a bad habit. I know goddamn well when I go by these dispensaries and see lines around the fucking corner, that ain't recreational use. That is an addiction. And I'm a very observant motherfucker, and I could see, well, them people were there the other day. They were there the other day when I came by here. So 9 times out of 10, it's a daily trip for them, like a cup of fucking coffee. New age weed, yeah, the weed that everybody's smoking now, that has been genetically modified and totally rearranged in new scientific terms. Go look at the original marijuana plant and how they explained it back in the days. And there'll be other people that smoke the shit like, well, they have evolved and the words changed. No. Go do your research on marijuana and what THC really is, and CBD and all this other shit. And when the government legalizes something, you better understand that it's not to your benefit. So, even the growers have certain regulations that they got to do. So it's not the same. All right. Go talk to some Arabs. They'll tell you straight up, they grow that shit in some of their countries. And all it is the regular natural weed. Is the most expensive shit on the fucking planet. The shit that's grown in the dirt, under the sun, moon, stars, and with real rainwater. Not the shit that's induced with chemicals and make it grow, artificial light inside, all the other shit. Because people smoking that shit everywhere all day, and these motherfuckers, you talk to them, it's like talking to a fucking wall. Literally, somebody's in a coma, and people are blind if they can't see the change in weed. The smell is even different. The smell is even different. So I don't smoke weed, never have, but I've researched the fuck out of it. And everybody I know smokes goddamn weed. So, and I see it now. I see the results now. And there's so much fentanyl and weed in Rochester. It's crazy. And people are going on these trips and all fucked up, walking down the street crazy. Next thing you know, they're on fentanyl. I personally talked to about 4 or 5 people. Man, how you got on this shit? Man, I smoked something one day. All I smoked was weed. Smoked something one day. Man, I never been off it since. I asked them what was in the weed. They told me, and I went to go look for that. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, man. So, yeah, they used it all over the years. I used to, I noticed it when I was growing up. They're like, oh man, I got this sour diesel, and I'm with my friends that normally smoke. They smoke this shit. I'm like, yo, why y'all smoke before we go play basketball? Then they all geeked and shit. Can't even play. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, next time y'all smoke that shit after we play, man. It's like, no, it's not. And they used to smoke all the time. This new shit come out, sour diesel and purple haze, and now they can't even play no fucking basketball no more. I'm like, yo, man, this shit been going on for a long time, man. This shit, I grew up, my mom had a dope weed selling, not dope, but a weed selling boyfriend, a white guy. I'll never forget that shit. This motherfucker, man, I never will forget the smell of weed. I probably was getting high as fuck when I was young, 4 or 5 years old, because I was always by my mom's side. I had old pictures. My mom had like some kind of party, I don't know, and they were giving her like sex toy. I'm sitting there right there. I don't know what the fuck going on, but I looked at old pictures. We used to laugh about it. I had my PJs on. I was like 4 or 5 years old, just right there with my mom. I was a mama's boy. So I was around all that shit. And my mom, unfortunately, she had to bring us with us, bring us with her. So I know I was probably getting high as fuck with that weed back then. And I'll never forget, man, people was coming to his house all fucking night getting that shit. They was happy, they was just talking. I remember seeing all the weird ass pictures on the fucking walls, like eyeballs and shit, and just weird ass shit. Shit like we talk about today. I still remember to this day seeing that shit. So I probably was getting high as fuck. But that weed, that is not around no more. That was that weed that got all them people on the White House lawn asking questions. The real War and Peace, like, yo, this isn't right. No more war, Vietnam, all this other shit. And then the motherfuckers came out with what? The war on drugs. What they do? Removed all that shit off the streets, put all the crack and heroin on the fucking streets. They was targeting motherfuckers, getting jail time for weed like it's no tomorrow. Now it's legal magically. Isn't that crazy how that works? And nobody could tell me it's the same shit. It's different. It's different. It's different, So, well, hold on 1 second. I gotta take a timeout. So yeah. Yeah, so what is that? If there was no study of objects, there would be no astrological understanding. Teach us about the object in sky without the spirit of poem, but it agrees say. Well, I mean, yeah, in a sense, but I mean, I didn't go to college, so I don't know. I don't even know what I was taught in school. So what they taught us in school was pretty much nothing. They're like, oh, that's Pluto, oh, that's Venus, oh, that's Mars, oh, that's this, and it comes from back then. But even back then, they had astrology because the ones that gave us astronomy knew astrology. So that's where, if there's no significance behind it for us, really, truly, then that's why I call it worthless, because we're spiritual beings. On a physical, just looking at the sky, okay, there's the sun, oh, that's Mars, which you can barely see anything right now. I got it. That's why I say it's just worthless, and and when people claim to go to the moon, and goddamn well that they didn't, then I can't really, I just think it's bullshit they gave us, and I just can't, they don't teach us about this shit, so You know, the distance they say this shit is. I'm like, huh? When you're a sky watcher and you look at what they say, you know, you're like, man, how could that be that far away? Like Mike Morales, his channel, he does sky watching, and the shit that he shows is dope as hell. You know, he shows some good ass. He shows some good shit. And he does it all with his own cameras, and it's like, damn, NASA got all this fucking technology. Here's this guy in his backyard that does better shit than they do. So you know, it's like, damn, okay, well, they perpetuated the bullshit that we learned in school, you know, and taught us NASA and shit. And when I grew up, that's what I was taught: NASA, space shuttle launch, you know, showing us on TV, and then the bitch blow the fuck up, you know, and you know, me going down and personally video recording 3 launches when I saw them, and I'm like, ain't no fucking way this shit is going up to no damn space. I'm like, you could see it clearly curved off the coast of fucking the Gulf Coast over there. I mean, not the Gulf Coast, the Atlantic coast over there. You could see it clearly curved, and you know that bitch land in the ocean. Because that's when I bought a P900. That's when I realized a lot of the flat Earth shit that they were talking about was dumb. I'm like, wait, I can't see I could see the ship, but when I zoom in on the ship, I can still see the ship. But I know it's right there because I can still see it. The camera doesn't pull it back into view. It's still right there. Like, what the fuck? And then I was looking at planes in the sky, recording chemtrails, and I was looking at the planes and seeing, you know, like, damn, that's a flight from goddamn Lithuania, like flights that weren't even in America. And I'm like, why are so many planes not even from America flying over this direction? And that's when I went down to Florida with that camera and watched the shit launch. And I'm like, this is a joke. After the military and then the news put out boating warnings to not be in that area, and no watercrafts in that area, and then see the military scour the shore before the launch, I'm like, oh shit, they don't want no one out there because they got to go retrieve that shit. You know, it's just plain and obvious. You know, I literally watched shuttle launch before Obama grounded them. And why Obama grounded the shuttle launch? Because technology is advancing too fast, and they don't want no one to spot that airplane with the black bottom flying overhead that they said is a glider and has no engines, when clearly people have recorded the shit landing with fucking airplane engines. Like, the shit's so stupid, man. That's why I can't believe the shit. You know, then I did a trip down to the Kennedy Space Center, and that shit was a mind opener because they have the actual fucking tin can that they said flew to the moon, and you're like, you take the information that they said, the heat, all right, of entry, the speeds, and they're like, there's no fucking way in hell that contraption went to the moon and fucking came back to Earth. It's 100% impossible. There's no fucking way. That is not even a possibility. When you see the equipment and you like, this thing went to the moon and came back here and they haven't did it since with this technology, hell no, I'm out. I'm out of that belief. I can't do it. You know, I can't do it. And then they sent a Tesla to fucking space. I mean, they're literally just playing with us. You know, they said they sent a Tesla to space, and they forgot. So they slip up and forget what they taught us in school. These people get arrogant and they forget what they taught us about the speeds, the pressure, the amount of heat. That shit, they had to create those. First of all, okay, if people don't know anything about manufacturing and shit like that and metals and stuff like that, you know, when you learn how to weld, all right, you understand temperatures, you understand melting points of steels and metals and all this shit. Okay, that shit that they flew to fucking the moon in under them extreme heat and cold temperatures, okay, would have never did it. First off, it took less heat, right? They said it took less heat to create the metals to build that fucking machine to fly to the fucking moon. So if the machines that created that metal and formulated that metal to bond that fucking thing together, right? To bond that thing together. Hold on, guys. I just pulled off. That bond that thing together, right? If the shit, so it melts it, molds it, puts it back together, and creates that fucking Apollo shit, then that bitch would have melted and disintegrated on the way on their temperatures. That's all you got to look at is shit like that. That's why I can't buy none of that. There's no fucking way, you know. There's no way. And then the shit lands in the fucking ocean. I mean, you see the rocket go up, and then the rocket's land in the ocean. The shuttle flies. All right. Clearly, you can see the shuttle fucking flies away. All right. That bitch turns into, that's an airplane. That bitch flies. The engines kick on. It goes. It flies. That's why you don't see it. You know. And then it's black on the bottom. You know. So I just can't buy it, man. I went into all that. I just couldn't buy that shit. You know. It's just too much bullshit that just don't add up. So we can't. You know, we just can't. I can't go by that. You know. It's just, man, going to the Kennedy Space. I'm like, God damn, what a waste of fucking money. You know. Then you see how massive this shit. Yeah, they're giant rockets. You know, they're just playing with big fucking toys. When I was young, I used to play with rockets. You know, I used to play with those little fucking rockets. You get the little train engine thing. You hook the wires up and blast the rockets off. I loved it. It was so fun. All they're doing is playing with giant fucking rockets. Spending gazillion dollars on this shit. But that's why I just can't. I just don't. It's just they're hiding shit from us, you know. But anyways, let me see. Grant Roger, the air has the same density as Earth. I have no fucking clue. His buck told him, Zach. What's up, Jason Grant? Grant, how many times has the question been answered for you? You flat Earth? Oh, flat Earth. I mean, this is my thing with the flat Earth is some shit is like, yo, that shit makes sense. You know, when you look, you can watch flight videos. You know, I took time to watch people traveling from New York to China, New York to Sydney, Los Angeles to you know, China, Beijing, Japan, Africa, South Africa. You could literally watch those videos sped up. Some people do the full flight out the window, and then they keep showing the screen on the seat that shows where they're going, and you're like, how the fuck are they why are they flying that way? It don't even make sense. You know, when you look at the flight patterns, the shit don't make sense at all. You know, when you put the concept, okay, let's do the concept of the Earth. Why the fuck are they going that way? But then if you kind of like look at like a flat Earth map type shit, you start to look at, damn, why does that make more sense? Because that's the exact direction they're going. But if you look at like a globe, it's like, man, this shit doesn't even make any sense. You know, it really doesn't. The flight pattern don't work, you know? So it's some shit that is agreeing, but some shit is just fucking stupid as hell. You know, and then if you know how they used to tell time in the ancient time with the sundial and the sun clock, you got to say, man, there's no fucking way what they're telling us in the new days is matching up with the olden days. And remember, we learned in school that Christopher Columbus sailed because they thought the earth was flat, but they discovered it wasn't. And then boom, that was that. They thought they were going to fall off. You got to ask, they actually taught us flat earth in school, but they taught us backwards. We didn't pay attention that they were saying, oh, they thought the earth was flat, you know? And then we never questioned, like, why would they think the earth is flat? Where'd they get that from? You know? And, you know, they had scholars to go, like they did large human bones. They called them dinosaur bone. And they had all the scholars. If you find anything, you need to report it to the government, you know, and they would go out and get all these large bones and, you know, oh, they're dinosaur bones. All right, we're going to close this off. And they did the same thing with maps. They went and removed maps, just like they did with a lot of old ancient religions and artifacts. They removed them. Large trees. They went to ravage all the giant fucking trees, you know, all the a lot of the mounds, right? They called them the mound builders. When they came over here, the Europeans, they noticed there was Native Americans and there was a culture that was there before them, and they called them the mound builders. So with the mound builders, think about it. Where'd all the mounds go? You know, I used to be traveling all out west by land. I'm like, yo, that shit looks like it could be something. And lo and behold, you know, later on that year, oh, they discovered that there was an ancient civilization that lived in that area. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like it came out and talked to me. You know, you go through Boulder, Colorado, along the highway, which was already before, when you look at it, was a passageway before cars and everything any existed. It was a migration path. And I'm like, so those fucking things around Boulder that look like former goddamn mounds, like pyramids, kinda, were probably pyramids. They just hide the shit from us. You know, we went and visited that thing in Boulder that sits inside that mountain. I forgot what it's called. That shit was amazing, man. And it's like you look around the area, you're like, yo, this shit was an ancient city. It was an ancient fucking city. You know, you could see these things. So, you know, a lot of shit I question, you know, but whatever the shape the earth is, we ain't gonna fucking know. One shape I know it is, it's fucked up. And the arguing and shit is just unnecessary. It's fucked up. We all know where the problem lays. We come together, figure out the problem, then we can figure out the earth. You know, but, you know, flat earth, you know, globe tards and retards, they're so stupid. And then people that believe it one way, it's like, oh, you're fucking flat tire. It's like the same shit on both sides. It's like liberal with Trumpers. It's just a flat earth and a globe earth debate. I don't fucking know which one it is. You know, all I know is one thing is a fact, absolute fact, is everything on this plane of existence is built with the equilibrium. You ain't never seen a tree growing out of the side of a fucking mountain. You'll never see a body of water sitting on the side of a mountain. And our bodies have an equilibrium and a balance. And every animal in nature has that inside of it. So there's a balance here. So is this shit hurling and spinning and all that other shit they say to do? I don't fucking know. But all I know, there is a level plane here. And when you know the poles, how the poles are set. All right. Ancient Ayurvedic medicine tells you that shit. Your body has an equilibrium, a balance. And when your body is off balance, your body gets sickness. You know? So them principles alone, they knew something that we don't. They ain't talking about fucking all this earth shit. They ain't talking about none of that shit. They not talking about that. That would be a huge factor, you know? To know that this shit's hurling and flying and spinning and movement, it would affect nature some way, shape, or form. You know, there's no evidence of that. You know, so I don't know what the fuck we living on, you know? Motherfuckers say it's a hollow earth or a turtle's back, all kind of shit. Like, who cares? The shape is fucked up. All we got to do is come together. And then once we go after the problem, then we can come together and say, all right, look, well, all right, well, we got rid of these psychopaths, you know. Now, John Bob John, he's over there at Tesla. He don't know nothing about it, but I think he can get the rocket to fly off. We can put a camera on that bitch and see what's really going on. Now we can fucking take a boat and go to fucking Antarctica and see what's really going on down there. You know? I mean, come together first, realize the problem, where we're headed, and then figure the rest out later. But we can't even grasp them concepts. How the fuck somebody know the shape of the earth but can't grasp the concept of coming together? You don't know the shape of the earth because the earth is together. You know? So, you know, it's crazy, man. It really is. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know. The shape of the earth is fucked up. It's in fucked up shape. It's wobbling like a motherfucker flailing out of hell. That's what it's doing. You know? We need to bring the bitch back in balance and then figure out the shape. So we bring it back in balance, then we can start figuring out the shape. All right, is this bitch round or now? You know, we done defeated this whole psychopathy going on here in this tyranny. Now look at how powerful that was. Now let's figure out if this bitch is round or flat. These motherfuckers lied to us all this time. You know, is there a satellite floating and flying around and shit in the sky? You know, I don't know. I observed the sky. There's definitely shit flying around up there, moving at the same speed, and that bitch take off like a shooting star. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Go to a dark part, you can observe it. But when I'm there, I'm like watching professional sky watching. I'm like, yo, what the fuck was that? What are these things I'm looking at up there? He's like, they're airplanes. I'm like, them ain't no fucking airplanes. I'm like, those are airplanes. They travel at the same speed. They're going across the sky. They don't stop. They don't have any blinking lights on them. They're farther up than an airplane. Because look, that over there is an airplane. That over there is an airplane. I said, look at the flight tracker. These are airplanes. What is these things flying across us? Then they start scratching their heads and looking. I don't know. Let me try to get my camera in on them and follow them. And they can't because they're going too fast. And when they blur, they zoom in, it's like a blur. And then I talked to one of my spiritual brothers. He was like, yo, them the starships. I'm like, what the fuck is the starships? Well, those are the starships traveling to other dimensions. I'm like, man, I don't believe in that shit, but that shit is something. Those are not airplanes. If you get a chance, go to a dark park, look up, you'll see these things start to cross and watch them. Keep your eyes on them. Wait till they get out of your view. Wait till you see another one. I watched the shit all night one time, and them bitches will take off. Phew. I'm like, fuck, that's a shooting star? Man, these shits, it's already floating by, and then they take off. People think I'm fucking crazy, man. But my family witnessed it with me. I'm like, yo, this is the craziest shit ever. And they're like, nonstop. I'm like, if that's an airplane, well, how the fuck does it take off like a shooting star? Get out of here, man. Even the people looking at the sky don't see this shit. I'm like, how they don't see this shit? It's crazy, man. So some people say those are satellites. Are they satellites? I don't fucking know. How they get a satellite up there? I don't know. That with a rock. How the fuck all these companies, where they flying these satellites up at? How they getting them up there? And do they ever need maintenance? Is there a maintenance center somewhere? Does AT&T send their satellite to a maintenance center? I had a fucking Dish Network before. What is not Dish Network? What's the other one? AT&T shit I had years ago. I mean, everybody had a dish. It's pointing the same fucking direction, the same direction that you're supposed to be sleeping. Them shits is pointing to. Now that the Earth hurling and spinning and doing all kind of shit, the signal should be off at some point, but the bitch is always on. And these things are asphyxiated, pointing the same fucking direction. I'm looking at some now while I'm passing by. So what energy are they truly beaming off of? And is that satellite? GPS. That's ground based. We already know that. So I don't know. Is there a satellite floating around? Is there a space station floating around? I don't fucking know. They say there is. I don't know. I have no clue. So, anyway, sorry, guys. What's going on? Why are you attacking me? I came out of here. You're right. So then with the snakes. Oh. Kayla, you guys gotta wake up. Wake up. He needs to wake up. Okay, that's it. Perception and choose to. Oh. And now you support the trolls. Alright, I'm lost in the thing. You put it out or you argue build stuff. I'm first asking for sheep. Wait, if a house is on fire, or do you argue to build style of the home first? Asking for a sheep. Calling us sorcerers. Damn, I'm listening to all the goddamn comments. Some dude on the phone with me. You should have seen yesterday. That made me feel like going to the liquor store. Oh, damn, I'm lost in the comments. I don't know what the fuck going on. No, he supports trolls. The angels are down with the trolls now. They both end up supporting the trolls because they're doing motion to represent what your stream is about. Oh, well, I don't know. The angels are rock out with me. There's also another angel around, Angel G. So, I got no problem with it. Trolls, I mean, the trolls are always going to be around, and you know, my lines of energy with people are with the people, and if I followed everybody's fucking emotional battles and beefs, I would be a fucked up person, you know. So when people got beef, that's their beef. But if people want to go over somewhere, then they got a right to go somewhere. And if they come talk to me, and you know, it's all good. I'm cool. I don't got no problems with that. In my book, you know, somebody else's beef isn't my beef. That's the problem I have with Wise. He's mad because I rock out with you. So if I had that emotion, you know, I'm supposed to be like, oh, well, Wise is my boy. Fuck Zach. You know, fuck Zach. You know, that's what I'm supposed to be like. No. Why is that your beef? But his beef with you brought me beefing with him. So, you know, I don't got no problems with you. Then now he's got a problem with me. So, and I still don't got a problem with him. I don't fuck with him. You know? And that's it. That's just how it should work. You know, we all our own individuals, and shit. As long as people, you know, stay cool with us, and that's it. As long as they not talking and, you know, doing all that shit. But yeah, man, I just something that I ain't into. I'm beyond that shit. If I worry about that, then I fix my mind to be just like them. You know? And I just keep moving forward. But I don't know what I'm kind of lost in the angels thing, but you know, Angel's cool with Wise, and you know, she gets out something out of the messenger, then it's cool. But she's still cool with me, and I mean, that's why, you know, she sees that the real one. The bottom line, I gotta go back up to, we should be understanding is the bottom line is the real ones know what's up. Everybody watches everybody, but the real ones knows what time it is. You know, the real ones know what time it is. That's what this whole video is about. We all need each other, you know. And when people get out of them emotions and feelings, then we'll come together more. You know, we'll eventually figure it out. You know, that's what this video is about. Is about why we need each other. You know, even the negativity. You need trolls. Zach needs trolls. You need them. You're supposed to feed off them. I love trolls. It actually makes me better. They definitely don't bring me down. It makes me better. You know, like Wise, that's the only troll I got right now. You know, trolling for what? There's not even a reason. That sits with him. So people that know and understand sees that he has the problem. I don't got a problem. I'm not making videos about him. He's making videos about me because of you. You know, because of Zach, which is crazy. So anybody with a cognitive mind can see what's going on. So if they're still cool or Wise, you know, they don't want to say anything and stuff like that. It's cool. They don't have to, because the beef ain't with them. You know, the beef's not with them. So whatever draws them to him, you know, they'll stay at that and see it. But they know, they can see, you know, but they can still be cool with him, because at the end of the day, he'll get over it, you know. He'll get over it, move on. Hopefully, you know, realizes that it's just the wrong energy to be in, negative energy, lower energy, you know, and it'll be all right. Me, I don't gotta be in. I don't dwell in that energy. One thing I don't care about is what anyone thinks, you know, about me. I don't care one bit. It don't affect me. It's not supposed to, you know. It just doesn't. It don't affect me, because by us talking, I went on his channel right away. Boom. As soon as I heard about it, boom, right in there. Took 40 minutes to get on, but I got on. I even prepped everybody that was watching me before what was going to happen, and exactly happened. And I told you what was going to happen after it exactly happened. How do I know? Because I understand emotions and feelings. You know, that's why emotion and feelings I don't take to heart, because I know my being, and I'm a channel. I draw that out in real life every fucking day. People get mad at me for no reason. You know, my mother and my sisters. Well, my sister infected my mother to stop talking to me because of who I am. You know, so it goes on in my own life. My sister and I don't talk because of who I am, because I am the channel for everybody's. My sister is she likes girls. I keep giving to her 100. I love you. I rock out with you, but I just tell you that you're moving in the wrong energy, and you know you're not leaving anything from your being. You're not leaving any legacy behind. You know, nothing. Your legacy stops there. You know, that's unnatural. That's not natural laws. That's not universal laws and principles. You know, so so at the end of the day, I've helped out my whole family. You know, my sister financially, my mother financially, rejected it all. Why? I have no fucking clue. Better lifestyle, better eating habits, herbs, medicines. Get my mom off all her shit. Nope, I'm the evil one. I'm the bad guy, you know? All I'm doing is being me. And, you know, all we can do is be us. If we got haters, we're doing something right because we're convicting somebody. When you know you convict somebody, you can say, you know, look, I done triggered something. And it's that same energy that I come and talk about every day that's here and dwelling, and it's jumping in and out of everybody. So, you know, it is what it is, you know, and that's what we got to do. Overcome our differences, you know, just put it down. Get at the point. What's the point? At the end of the day, what's the point? Facts. What's the point? You know, when you love law, it's real science. It's what's the facts? You know, get straight. Fuck all. You can't. Emotions and opinions don't count. You know, it's the facts. What are the actions? The facts. You know, and that's the thing of wise. How can I be? What am I gonna be mad at Zach for if you're mad at Zach? That don't make sense. That's the world we living in. A world of hate. You know, instead of love, it's hate. This is what we got going on. Oh, I hate Trump. I hate fucking Jacksonville Jaguars. I hate, you know, LeBron James, or, you know, I hate Christianity, or I hate Muslims, or I hate this. It's a world full of hate instead of loving. I love my brother that's Muslim. I love my brother that's Christian. You know, we could talk about it, you know, and that's it. You know, but we've been programmed to do all this shit, you know, all this shit, you know. Oh, my bad. How you know I'm even turning? You know. See, we're around this energy every day. I got somebody behind me in an extreme rush to go nowhere. You know, there's nowhere to go because we're already here. So that's my take. Like, I can't beef with other people because somebody else got beef. You know, it's people that don't like fake Mike Real News. You know, that's a brother of mine. You know, I can get along with people that don't like people. It's just ability that I have because I just got a different thought process. I hate Fauci. But again, the point is you're talking about how people are too emotional. In the fact, you're pointing out the fact you got two emotional women in your chat. Is exactly. Well, I mean, you know, is it emotional? I guess that's the point of this whole video. Get it all, flood it all out. This is the channel. I'm the channel. Always been a channel for this type of energy. Hash it all out. You know, if you want, we could drop a link, Angel, Zach. We could all come to a conclusion and move on. It's that easy. That's how easy it is. Let me know if y'all want to come on. We could do it right now, real quick, you know, and just talk about it and just come to a conclusion. You know, this is how things should be done. Let's talk about it, hash out our differences, and bring it down and come to a conclusion. Because at the end of the day, we're all doing the same mission, but our feelings and emotions are in the ways. That goes for everybody. Mine, Zach's, everybody's. Our emotions in the way. So let's clear out the emotion and static, come to a level playing field and say, you know what, let's move on from here. That's the most hardest thing to do. I'm going to drop the link, and I'm going to take a 2-minute break because I have to use the bathroom. So I'm going to drop the link. Hold on. And then let's come talk about it and wait, oh shit, that's not the right button. Post a comment. And then when I come back, I'll bring you whoever's in here in the inside the leveling chamber. All right, there it goes. Give me 1 minute. All right. Give me 1 minute. All right. Oof, man, I gotta use the bathroom, man. Give me 1 minute, guys. Leave y'all with some calming. Some purple. Okay. All right. I dropped the link there. Y'all got the link? Let me see. Y'all got the link in there? Because it don't say any guests are waiting. Let me know if the link is in there. All right, where did Zach go? Okay, here we go. All right, let's go. Add to the stream. All right. The link is still there. What's up, Zach?
Hold on, I gotta mute this.
The link is still there. What's up, Zach?
Okay, there we go.
Let me
turn the video playing.
Oh wait, let me turn the camera on. All right, what's going on? I'm lost in the chat. You know, when I'm driving, I'm paying attention to all kind of stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, again, I felt it was sort of appropriate to bring up because you're talking about people being too emotional. You're talking about how we got to come together, and we've made some attempts to come together this year. But again, you just see how just like crazy drama comes out of things that you couldn't expect. And again, I mean, a lot of the drama comes out of people being too emotional. You know, I was anonymous about what I said, but I said there was a certain parent who brought their child, and the child was exhausted because we were out day and night. We weren't sleeping. The child was begging to go back home. They said they had to get back and take care of school. And, you know, the parent was like scolding them in public for them pretty much passing out at the dinner table on the corner. And, you know, I hinted a few times that, you know, you should probably take your child home. But that person said, as long as you're out here, I'm staying out here with you. And I mean, I appreciate the support on that level. But at the same time, it's almost like, but you got your child out here and they're exhausted. Anyway, I kept that story anonymous. But then that person you know, they made it a big public spectacle, right? And that's out of emotion. And I don't think I was coming from a wrong place. You know, I wasn't being mean about it. I was just stating a fact. A parent's dragging their child through New York who hasn't slept for days, who wants to go home, who's exhausted. And, you know, I did a lot of nice things for that parent too. And
right, we could agree on that, but
but again, I mean that and just from there, it just a snowball manifests, and then you know there happens to be another woman in the community who has the exact same name as that person, and the next thing you know, they're talking shit about me online, and all I've ever done is nice things for them too. I'm just like, look at this. All I've ever done is done nice things for these people, and because I gave some fair feedback. You know, and the other one's going, well, that's not your child. It's like, yeah, it's not my child, but still, I know something about children and taking care of children and being a responsible parent. And again, I mean, they could have just left it at, well, I'm not going to take your advice. They didn't need to go out online and make a big ordeal about it. And then also the way they came at me, it was like, what are you even trying to do? I mean, it's just so again, it's just this is why at this point I have. I mean, I've been trying to bring people together, but it's like I don't feel like humanity is going to come together, man. It's just like we've been there's so much negative programming and there's so much poison in our society and there's so much bad upbringing. I'm not sure people can come together.
I definitely agree to that. That's why I always have plan A before plan B. You know, my plan A is I already know, and I'm on plan A, but I'm living out plan B right now. So, but yeah, back to the thing with the child thing is I understand both perspectives being a parent, and I'm one of those parents that's, you know, we need these type of parents in this time because I'm the same way with mine. Like if we're doing something, a mission, we doing that mission, blood, sweat, and tears. And this is how I grew up. My mom did the same shit to me. So, you know, as far as like that situation, you know, though it may have looked one way, you know, in your perspective, but, you know, she probably was tired, but this is probably just, you know, her way of discipline. And we need that, like that kind of, you know, that's a push that we really need instead of catering sometimes to children. And I do that to mine. I'm like, yo, no, we're about to do this and it's going to go. I don't give a damn how tired you are. We're about to do this. And at the end of the day, our kids are attached to us. So they know out of love, you know, what we really mean. And they don't hold it against us. And they're actually situations like that. I'm going to turn right here. Situations like that, like in New York City, is an experience that I'm sure her daughter ain't never going to forget and probably actually enjoyed that. You know what I'm saying? So I can get the push. So that doesn't really bother me, you know. And I can understand why you know, she's upset also, you know, because the way it just comes out, you know, sometimes when we say something, we're saying it from our heart. Your intentions, I know your intentions were good. Your intentions were not to hurt nobody. It's just the way you perceived it and it came out of you in that direction, like you're a caring person. And, you know, on the receiving end, you know, that's how our emotions and feelings get in the way of logic and reason. And I get it. It was kind of like on the internet and, you know, it could create some friction and status, but it shouldn't have went as far as it went. It could have came earlier and talked about it, came together and be like, you know what, let's move on for this. You know, I get it. So for me, that's my perspective of it because I pushed the shit out of my children. And it pays off because...
But here's the thing. Have you ever had the cops come to your house for neglect of your children?
Oh, Zach, you want to talk about CPS? Oh, I've had cops, CPS. My kid's been taken to doctors they said, you know, I was accused of my kids not eating, malnutrition. I've been to courts for about 10 fucking years battling shit like that. CPS knows me. CPS
but this is the point, though. Right before the thing happened in New York, we know that the same parent, you know, that she had the cops rush up on what they were doing in Austin, Texas, which created an uncomfortable situation for RPM Trey.
But that was probably due to the trolls calling on her, right? The trolls had something to do with that, right?
Well, apparently what happened is some like her neighbor or something.
Oh wait,
Like she
somebody else
leaves her kid at home a lot, and the neighbor's on it. And again, this is nosy people too. I mean, my parents could have got CPS called on them a million times. I pretty much grew up on my own. I was home all day from the time I was 7 on. But
yeah, me too. I grew up like that. I mean, I don't do that, you know.
But the point was, it's like, okay, if you're having trouble, I mean, I appreciate that she wants to come out there, but it's like, again, if you don't have somebody to properly take care of your child, and your child isn't all the way invested, like your kids, you can tell they totally want to be there, like they're about it. I do feel like her daughter liked it, but at the same time, she was begging to go home, and she was passing out because we were not sleeping. We were up the whole time. And it was like she was scolding her daughter for her daughter passing out. It's like, well, I can understand why she's falling asleep. We haven't slept for days. But again, it was just because she was like, I'm not taking her home until you're done. And I'm like, I appreciate the commitment, but at the same time, I'm like, well, her daughter needs to go home. I'm gonna feel bad if she stays out for another day.
Right.
So
and
anyway.
like it is, like again, it goes back to understanding. Out of love, you know, that's how you feel, and that's your understanding. But at the same time, that's love going to mother to daughter. Like sometimes people think I'm scolding my kids, and I'm like, nah, this is discipline, you know. And I get it, you know. My kids was tired. They're like, Dad, my feet hurt. Dad, I'm hungry. I'm like, wait, we gonna be all right. And they know, you know. So, you know, I get it from having kids. I pushed the shit out of my kids. I mean, there's a lot of shit that we went through, you know what I mean? Indirectly and directly. So, you know, and as far as like, I've been through hell with the system with my kids, and, you know, I've seen a lot. So I understand it. And the drive like that is the reason why it's a lot of, the non-drive like that is the reason that there's a lot of bitches in this world today, is because there's too many parents being friends, too many parents being like, you know, no, fuck that, man. We need that sternness, that push, that drive, because at the end of the day, our children are going to love us anyway. I mean, abuse, now this don't apply for ill intent, bad intentions, abuse, and all that shit. This just applies to, you know, love, man. We are at fucking war. You know, we're at war. We're at war. And, you know, sometimes you got to walk that fine battlefield. And that's why I can understand that. But like just all the extra shit, it's just crazy. You know, the back and forths and just all this division that we're encased in is just crazy. I'm trying to see if this is somebody's in the back. I'm trying to see if it's Angel or, hold on, who's this? Somebody from the UK. But you know, like I'm cool with the Angels. You know, I don't got no problem. You know, they're good people. I've spent time with both of them, and you know, you obviously, I spent plenty of time with you, and it's like, it's a beautiful thing. You know, we came together, Zach. That was some beautiful shit, man. You know, that was some beautiful. I still can't explain it, but you know, these things shouldn't take away from what we've done. You know, the internet shit. This internet. But
they do, though, right? They do take away, because like
they do.
They do. And it's just like, and it's not my fault. I'm not accepting any responsibility, because what I did was correct. You know, I said there was a parent who needed to take their child home, and they did. And that person lost their shit over that, and I kept it anonymous. I didn't call them out. I just nobody knew who I was talking about until that parent went online and started a whole bunch of shit. And there's a lot of things I could have complained about with that other person. I mean, again, spent a lot of money on them, and they were holding me up each morning. It's not cool when you say, I'm going to be out there in 5 minutes, and it takes you over an hour to come out, and I'm just sitting in the lobby. I mean, I'm out there for a number of days to do something. That person has me getting out to the destination late each day. I'm not complaining, though. I didn't start any drama. I was just like, well, you know, sometimes women are running late. Again, it's like, you're patient and you help out the person, and then at the end, all they end up doing is trying to sabotage you and take you down. It's like, I don't need people like this in my camp. The other Angel in the chat who's talking shit right now. Again, it's like, all I've ever done is nice things for her. You know, the last time she was out there, she was balling out there. I gave her a big hug, and it's like, at the same point, just to be real, it's like, do we even need that Angel out there? I mean, she doesn't bring anything to the table. She doesn't have any knowledge. She's not speaking out. She's just like there looking for some kind of company. So, but again, I'm just being real about things. It's like we're going out. I'm going way out of my way doing big things, and then you just got all these people that I'm helping out along the way. I'm buying them dinner. I'm paying for the hotel, and all they end up doing is start talking shit. Chigozie now, Chigozie, he's going with the trolls, and then you got Angel and her thing supporting Chigozie. Well, Chigozie's lying about me, spreading the troll shit, calling me a long-nosed Jew, taking the side of liars and instigators and dividers, and then you got Angel applauding that. And it's like, well, why would Angel be applauding the slanders? And has Chigozie done anything nice for you? I don't know if Chigozie's done anything nice for you. But again, so this is just like what it shows me. And again, another real part about this. This is why, like, when there was an army back in the day, there wasn't women in the army. It was men. Because you start bringing women into the group, there starts being distractions and jealousy and fighting and stuff. Chigozie didn't show up that day at Oklahoma City because he decided to spend the day all day with a woman who we met through the group, which is fine. But I'm just saying, it's just like jealousy, human emotion, all this stuff is what keeps people fighting. And it's like, here, I'm not even trying to bring any of that because I'm not out there competing for women or anything. I'm just like trying to bring people together for an important cause. And then somehow, some way, all this shit is starting, and then people are taking sides. And again, so anyway, I'm just laughing at the irony of your stream as you're talking about too emotional. And here's like the two most vocal women in the chat are like the emotional ones that have started a lot of shit in the group. And here, I'm going to call out the one Angel for something that I did think was really weird because, again, she kind of did sabotage the energy of promoting New York. She called in about how the cops are going to lock us down and we need to be our best behavior. The NYPD that was all in the slammer. Like, we didn't need that phone call. But the thing that creeped me out a little bit and just raised my eyebrow and made me wonder about Angel, because RPM Trey thought maybe she was some kind of Fed or something. And, it's hard to know what's what. But the weird thing that Angel did right when we got to New York is she said, Zach, put $30 in the machine for the subway ticket. I'd never been there before, so I put in $30. And 2 minutes later, she says, why did you spend $30? She goes, if you'd spent 33, you would have had an all-week pass. And I didn't know what to think. I was like, you just told me to spend 30, and now you're saying, why did I do that? I should have spent 33, which was creepy because remember, the NYPD train shooting on the anniversary of the Civil War, they said it took 30 hours to find the shooter, and they said 33 shots were fired. And Angel did a bunch of things, and she slowed us down the morning of 9/11. There was some excuse, and, I wasn't planning on relying on her, but then I'm waiting an extra hour and a half. We're getting out late to the destination, so we're getting out late each day. Now we got the 30-33 thing, the child thing, what RPM Trey was just suspicious about with what happened in Austin days before. So, and then what she did at the end. And so anyway, I'm just putting out real reasons why it's hard to come together. You don't know who the snakes are. You don't know who the feds are. You don't know who the instigators are. You don't know who the people are there for the wrong reasons. And at the end of the day, I can't tell you how many people I've helped out in this community that all they turned out to be were backstabbers and snakes. And it's even before I was doing this. I've just helped out so many people in my lifetime who just turned out to be like no good, just users and abusers. And the one day you need them, they can't be there for you. So anyway, it's hard to come together in this world when it's 90% takers and very few people who are givers and contributors and people who are actually looking out for other people.
Well, yeah, there are definitely takers and givers in the world, but at some point, at the end of the day, how can I say it? As far as coming together, it's just coming together, man, putting down differences. I get it. I've been, how many people turned on me, I've had the same thing that happened to me. So, I'll see what you call in the chat, but it's Chigozie. He's around my channel. I don't got no problem with him, but like I said, it is a lot of emotions in this, a lot of feelings in this, and reactions, and just a multitude of many different things that contribute to the division. No matter what it is, one little thing could spear off into the fucking way left, and it could have just been one little thing, And You know, it's just like me. The problem with Wise was everything was all good, and then all of a sudden, it was way south. It's like just I don't get it either. I mean, the times we're in, you know, but we control a lot of our energy. We control a lot of our problems, you know. Sometimes the delivery, the way you might deliver sometimes might be good intention, but it comes out wrong. We got to remember who we're talking to sometimes, you know. But I also get the same thing because I'm like that here. Like, it's like not time for sugarcoating, and, you know, it's a time of desperation, a time of seriousness. It's time to get angry. I mean, look what the fuck is going on. You know, people go back into their comfort zone, and then comfort brings feeling. You know, a comfort zone is a zone of feeling and emotions. When you angry, this is the thing about anger. Angry, and not angry like negative. Anger as into what's being done to you in a defensive matter. It moves with, it's like this is even in defense. When you're in defense, you want to use logic and reason and not emotions and feelings. And that's where we're at, you know. People get into their comfort zone, they go into their feelings and emotions, but some of us are into a mode to where we're about the seriousness, and we're angry at what's happening to us. And then that also can facilitate anger and things going in other directions instead of the same problem. You know, the problems that we got of the system, what's being done to us and shit like that. So it's a multitude of things that we just got to get in order to come together, you know. And it's like you've gave people many chances. I've gave people many chances in my life. And, you know, it's just through indifferences, we, you know, our energy gets distorted, you know. And reality is, you know, it's showing us something in ourselves, in each other, and, you know, all of our issues, man. I mean, this is a prime example. What is all of our issues? Emotions and feelings, misunderstandings, perceptions. You know, we got to get all that shit in order and then come to an agreement, because these people don't do what they do because they love each other. They do what they do because they got a common goal, and their common goal they're focused on. Therefore, they can work together. They could create. They could push their tyranny, trick us, do all kinds of shit because they're together with one goal. So you could have all this shit, but come to a common goal, you know? And that's where we get divided at. And a lot of it is social engineering through social media. You know, we've been it's just sad, man. It's really sad, you know?
Sure. Well, here's what I would say to the title of your video. I'd say, I don't know if we need each other, but you need a tight circle. You need a good circle of reliable people, which are hard to find. So I'd say if you're out there, you know, yeah, you can't do it all in this world by yourself, but you need a good tight circle of people. But there's a lot of people that you'll bring around, and they'll turn out to be
That's why I said.
That's why
I said we need each other. I don't mean we need every fucking body, because there's some fucked up people in this world, you know. But I'm just talking about,
and the fucked up people can't recognize that they're fucked up people. Like, I'm going to call Chigozie out right now. Chigozie, you've turned into a fucked up person. You just upload a stupid video that proved my point. Yeah, like, how can you even upload that video and think that you're right? I'm talking to somebody in the chat who's always coming there saying, I don't even know why you do this each day, Zach. We're never going to accomplish anything. It's over. So I'm saying, well, if you feel that way, if it's all over and there's nothing we can do, then just get it over with. That's not me telling people who are down and out. That's someone who's in my chat being a naysayer, negativity every single day. So for you to upload the bullshit clip that's highly edited too, which also doesn't show the beginning of who I'm talking to, again, it just shows that again, inept, man. And Chigozie, you came on and you said all this bullshit. Long-nosed Jew, right? You said all this fake stuff that's false, picking up on the lies of the trolls. And everything I said back to you was nothing but facts. You spread a bunch of lies. And again, the person who you're siding with, I was warned about over a year ago that person came here to instigate and divide. And that's exactly what they've done. All you guys who went and had your little drunk frat party, look at how more the majority of that group has turned into snakes against me, including you. And again, it's laughable for you to say that I'm lying about something that I'm telling is 1,000,000% factual. Again, I gave that person a bunch of books, a bunch of hoodies. I did not want to drink alcohol that day. They kept insisting we drink. And then they order shots that are the most expensive thing in the bar. I don't drink, so I didn't realize what they were ordering. But yeah, I did get a tab that had $400 in alcohol plus the food I got them. And again, it's like, is not meeting up with you and buying you lunch and giving you hoodies and books enough for them to run up a $500 bill when I didn't even want to drink? You don't think that's messed up? And all I did was paid the bill, and I didn't say anything mean to him, but I just knew right then. I was like, I'm not going to have anything to do with this person ever again. This is the end of this for me. And you're over there going, oh, you're lying, Zach. That's not true. She offered to pay the bill. Well, what are you talking about? Were you there? Why are you going out publicly doing hearsay about something you weren't even there for? I mean, that's pathetic, man. That shows low intelligence. So again, I'm being real. You got to have a tight circle. You can't have dummies in your circle. You can't have people like this that start siding with instigators and dividers and people who haven't done jack shit. I mean, so anyway, this is my thing. Work so hard this year to push it forward. A bunch of people fall off the wagon, start like forming this clique that's spreading this bullshit over here, this bullshit over here. It's just like,
well, the troll thing is. That is, I don't understand that.
Chigozie, you've proven that you're a whack-ass person. Anyone who sides with you is also a whack-ass person. And guess what? Adios. Not part of the circle. Unnecessary, not needed. And you have no defense for your position. You're too dumb to see that the clip you uploaded is bullshit. It says, Zach tells people down and out to commit suicide. No, I'm talking to a troll who's in my chat every day talking shit. That's who I'm talking to. Again, low intelligence. You can't have low intelligence people around you. They'll bring you down. So anyway, just got to keep it 100.
Well, I put the link in. Anybody want to come and just talk, So, I mean, I don't understand the troll thing, like this troll guy and all this other shit. And people just all of a sudden switching and changing. And, I see that and I'm like, I don't understand that. I mean, I'm more like, do your own. If you don't rock with Zach, do your own thing. You obviously know people are trolling. There's shit that's just not true. We know shit ain't true. I do understand that part, But for me, I don't throw anyone out the fucking window because, as I know, growing up, some of my enemies are actually my best friend and will do anything for me. You know what I'm saying? So. Sometimes it's not about a person ain't worth shit. It's you have something that they gravitated to that there's an energy there and y'all it's a spark to it's like a what nature does. Bump heads. And then you come into some type of understanding. It's like a fight. Like we all growing up. You fight. And a lot of times the people you fought with end up being your goddamn best friends. You know what I mean? So, but this internet days is a whole new shit. I honestly don't. I've had a trouble with that since I came on the internet. Like I don't really. This internet shit, it just blows my mind how people getting caught into the internet reality versus reality. I try to bring reality in with the internet, but people just, I don't get that. I really don't. It just blows my mind. But.
To me, it's just a reminder because it's the story of my life, helping people out, and then people just they're not there when you need them. And like Chigozie's crying in the chat. Chigozie, for the guy in the chat who's also like, see, that's annoying too. People are like, wow, now he's beefing with Chigozie. For that guy who doesn't know what's going on, no, Chigozie started talking shit about me and started siding with the trolls and spreading the trolls propaganda. And it's like, why is this even happening? Like, why is this happening? And here, if I got to assume why, it started, the seed of that is with whatever happened with the woman you met up with in Oklahoma City. You guys breaking up, that not working out, somehow that started some resentment that you're now holding against me. Because I can't think of any other reason you'd be coming at me sideways and supporting the slanders of the trolls. Yeah. And again, also, like I said, you guys had the drunk frat thing with the one woman that a lot of people warned me about, the same one that ran up the tab. Even before that, people told me that woman was like in other people's chats talking shit about me, but then acting like she's my friend. She still sends nice text messages all the time. Happy New Year, Zach. Merry Christmas. And I'm just like, I know you've been a snake now, and you're still sending these text messages. So anyway, Chigozie went that way. And again, all of this just reminds me, it's just, it's hard to find a tight circle of reliable people. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep putting out the work and knowledge, but honestly, this past year, I mean, I feel a lot better when I'm out on the street sharing this. Like, that's the way I like to do it. But I almost feel like when I do that from now on, I'm just going to go out and do it myself, just like unannounced, because I don't even know if I want to bring people together, if they're just going to end up being a bunch of snakes and end up clicking up and then starting more problems. Because this last year, the movement's gone backwards from going out and pounding pavement. It just brought more animosity and all kinds of problems.
Well, think about
it.
I mean,
here's the thing about me, like the idea of like having a piece of land and people coming together and living together. I mean, it could happen, but I just see how hard it would be. It's like, oh my God, I could buy the land and feed these people. They'd still be trying to stick knives in my back.
Well, here's the thing about getting out. Coming together is what they don't want. They don't want us. They want us on the internet. They don't want us off the internet. So one thing I knew is once you start hitting the streets, they're coming. And once you started hitting the streets, more trolls came. Because the whole object is to disrupt, divide, and break us apart. We should already know that by I mean, this is just 101. When people start coming together, they send out people to disrupt, break apart, because they don't want us out, because we're an infection. If the people woke up one day, psychopaths, and said we got to inject every human on earth, then they go with it, and then they tell everybody stay 6 feet apart, stay in the fucking house, don't go nowhere. They don't want us around each other. So of course, when we go out, division's coming. We should know that. And I knew that was gonna happen, but and they were gonna come hard. This is why all these new gematria shit comes up, and troll channels, and just people that don't make no fucking sense, is because now they in damage control. We knew that because they seen how beautiful, it is when we come together. There's no label. All right, they can't figure what are they? Not Trump supporters, they're not fucking Antifa, or they're not BLM, or they're not fucking war actor. What the fuck are these people? All different races, all different colors, creeds, ages. They can't figure the shit out. And everywhere we went, people were looking at us like, who the fuck are these? They were like amazed. People would come up, talk to us, like want to know. It was a beautiful day. It was like, fuck this. We got to send out. All this shit started after that. So. This is a given. This comes along with the territory. And, don't let it get you triggered and down, because that's what they want. They want you mad and you, angry, so you don't do it no more. I mean, that's what they want to do. And these other motherfuckers that come out.
I hear that. I hear that. I mean, I'm going to keep doing the work. Nothing's going to stop me from doing the work. It's just.
Right. But they know you're a light and a power. They know you're going to keep going. They target people around you. So how do they do that? They start trolling, and then they pick people off. They start putting out, this information, that information. Next thing you know, they start one little thing. This is a lot. There's so much AI out there that does this shit. Start suggesting shit to people who used to rock out with you. Then all of a sudden, they have these people in the comments, and now they look at you wrong. Because think about it. How all of a sudden do people just fucking turn on you? It's like a trigger. Like, what the fuck's going on? It's like Wise. I mean, it's like, what did I do? Like, all of a sudden, you just, boom. It's like a light switch. Pow. And all of a sudden.
It was like, my interpretation of the whole Wise breakdown over the 9/11 thing was like, maybe he really wanted to be there, but he wasn't there.
I don't know. I'm just talking about his beef with me all of a sudden. It's just like.
It came out of 9/11, right?
No. This shit was just over fucking the football I hit on. That was what it was about. It was about gambling's dangerous. Someone
got over 9/11 though too, didn't he?
Yeah. He was sending, he was doing, stuff. But I'm talking about his total 100% beef with me came from that. And it's like, it's like, what did I do to what did I do to you personally? What happened? Why? It's just, and this is the thing, like, it's this division. it's I don't know, it's some type of energy that just the people that aren't strong in their foundation, it's gonna get in there, man. It's gonna cause this. It is
And
what
that's
it
the
is.
problem. Society's weak.
You know,
It's just like Chigozie. Chigozie, you are a big, strong guy, but inside you're a weak man. I know that. I know that about you. You're weak inside. Listen to your comments. The reason I called you a clown is because you said I was a liar. You said I was lying about the bill situation. I'm not lying at all. It's all facts. And the fact your response was you're lying, and that's just her personality anyway. Well, again, all I'm saying is I don't want to be around people who run up $400, $500 bar tabs when the other person didn't even want to drink anyway. I mean, don't you think that's disrespectful to order $100 shots?
that's just it. Is that, I mean, that in itself, that happened like that. That's crazy. You know.
Exactly. And Chigozie's going, well, that's just her personality. I mean, just pay for it. And I did. And I didn't call her out for it, but I was just mind blown. I was like, wow, I didn't even want to drink. She really pushed me to drink with her and then do that. Oh my God. I wish I knew about alcohol. I would have known what she was ordering.
But if you want to, but if you want to come on, Chigozie, here's the link again, and let's just talk like like men. We don't gotta.
He doesn't act like a man though. He puts up this little bitch video and leaves it up for weeks, and then he's defending the point in the chat like that's not what he did. Again, the video says Zach told people to commit suicide who are down and out, and then starts a clip of where I'm talking to a troll.
Well, my whole take on this suicide thing is I watched the Net Void shit, and I'm like, this is what's wrong with society. Everybody's worried about what everybody's saying. And this goes in, these are facts and maximums of law. If somebody goes out there and fuck, this is what they want to bring to the table. All right. There's actually people perpetuating a future for us that we don't want. Right now, as it stands, if somebody goes and kills themselves, that's on them. That's something they did. You had no action in that whatsoever. But they wanted to where if you say something, somebody gets hurt over it, that you could be in trouble for it. That's the world they want us to live in. And people don't realize people's feelings and emotions are already in that world. And it ain't going to be no resistance because people are caught up into what everybody says hurts me and it hurts my feelings and, all this other shit. As far as you're not on there telling people to fucking go commit suicide. If it's somebody that like whatever you said, like I forgot what you said. You said what was it you said? Fuck my trolls, you need to be offed or whatever the fuck. You got to listen, we have a right. I thought there was free speech, you know what I'm saying? Once upon a time there was, but you got a right to say whatever the fuck you want to say as long as you're not hurting nobody. That's another maximum of law. You ain't hurting nobody. You could say whatever the fuck you want to say when you want to say it, and ain't nobody could do shit about it because the principles of law are as long as you ain't harming nobody, you're in your own space. That's common law, but people are caught up into this new shit where everything hurts everybody and everything offends everybody. And this is the world they want. So now when people that are real say something, censor him. He needs to be censored, like that's just crazy to me. Like, I can't understand that concept that people don't have enough in them to, I always thought it was sticks and stones break my bones, but names will never hurt me. But apparently that shit don't exist anymore, So I don't know. I don't really understand that. And it's kind of like, the beef that I had with it's over because I said, go out, learn this gematria. If you got, extra money or whatever, capitalize on this shit, because we know they're rigging the games or whatever the fuck I said. Now he says that I said I'm telling people to go gamble and it could lead to people fucking doing drugs and throwing their life away. What the fuck? They ain't got shit to do with me. A motherfucker is old enough in their mind if they go gamble because it's 18 or 21 to know risks in doing what they're doing. Life is risk. So it's the same type of situation in a sense. We ain't got no control what anybody else does, I mean, it's crazy, man. It really is. I don't get this new shit that everybody's infected in, worrying about everybody else and instead of worrying about their own space. And, hey, he didn't harm me. It didn't fucking harm me. That's how I live. Ain't no words you say can bother me. If you affect me directly with my family or me physically or like a like a target, like if you're fucking with people's lives and shit, then that's different. But all this other shit, you could say and do whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me, and that's how it should be. Whatever, say whatever you want. I got no beef, even if I don't care, and that's how it should be. Oh, wait, here's a.
Yeah, I hear all that. Again, I think a good rule of thumb in life is don't get involved in other people's shit. Don't start taking side in arguments that you weren't there and you don't know what's going on. Chigozi's in the chat crying away, and Chigozi just wrote a minute ago, well, the reason I started to go against you is because what Ben said. I didn't like the way you responded to Ben's comment. Again, here, let's just go over Ben's comment. Ben's like, I started talking to Bartley Gerba. Oh, okay, Bartley Gerba? Seriously? Bartley Gerba, a guy who I went way out of my way to help him. Again,
Bart's he's way been in the Bartley hasn't made videos in years. I've always been cool with Bart too. I mean, I've been cool with pretty much a lot of people.
Him and I were always cool until the day. Again, I did nice things for that guy because he needed someone. He needed like some emotional support. I was there for him to listen to him when he was going through his divorce and his fight over his kid with his wife. And, one day he asked if I could meet him again. And, he was down financially. I wasn't doing great at the time either. And he asked if I could pick up lunch. I said, no problem. Dude, that guy kept ordering everything. I couldn't believe it. I was like, how much shit is he going to order for lunch? I mean, you guys, he ordered like everything on the menu, every appetizer, multiple drinks, and dessert. I was like, shit, man, you asked me to pay for lunch. I didn't realize you're going to run the tab up this high.
And literally, that's another thing. Hold on, wait. That's another thing is people don't know this route. When you meet people that you don't know who you're meeting, and some people are real different because shout out to Fake Mike Real News. Even he told me this by going, with Audemars, all these other big channels and stuff like that and traveling around. And they've met a lot of people and more people stiff them and shit on them and did them wrong than they actually, you got to hear some of the stories from Fake Mike Real News. Like people do crazy shit, like the craziest shit. You're like, what the fuck? I met up with this guy and this happened and that happened. I was like, whoa, it's just crazy. So when you do meet people, sometimes, I mean, you don't know. And it's like you're saying, like, you're like, what the fuck? I mean,
but again, I'm just saying, I was like, well, I don't know. Maybe he's in a really bad emotional space. He needs all this shit. So I pay the tab, but then the last thing I expect is the next thing I know, he's uploading a video 2 days later, shitting all over me and saying I'm a shill. And I'm almost like, and I'm a shill because I didn't let him in my house. That's what he said. And it wasn't even true because when he first came to the door, I opened the door and he's like, hey, you ready to go eat? And I was about to invite him in. I was like, oh, you just want to go right now? He's like, yeah, I'm hungry. I was like, okay, we can go eat. And then we got back afterwards because he met at my house. Then we got back. He says like, he's pointing out something about my roof. He's like, you should do this. And then he's like, I got to go. And I mean, he could have came in, but then he's online talking about how I'm a shill and I was hiding the inside of my house. And I was just like, the fuck is this, man? I just met up with you several times. Every time I picked up the tab for you, the last time was the big tab. And now I'm it's just like, I've been taking time. I'm a busy person, taking time out of my day, helping you out. And then this is what happens. And again, just every single person that Ben wrote about that he talked to and decided he didn't like me because I was like, how is this even happening? Like all of these people that I've done nothing but nice shit for who end up being backstabbers. Oh, now Ben's being persuaded. And it's like, wait a minute, Ben, how can you be persuaded by other people about me when you and I've always been, Ben, for people who don't know who Ben is, he's a younger guy. I always talk about how mature he is, how bright he is, how he's a great contributor to the community. I've given him a lot of great advice off the air, like real advice. Like, no, Ben, don't do that, man. And no, don't be influenced by me. That's my bad quality. I always given him good advice like he was my own son. For him to all of a sudden be persuaded by a whole bunch of trolls and shills and people like Bartley Gerba. And again, and then she goes, it's like, no, I'm getting persuaded by that. Again, if you guys want to side with all the losers, and again, I know a lot of you don't like that sometimes I call out Derek, but Derek's been a punk too. Derek's been a weird guy and a punk, and I tried to bring it back together, meeting up with him in Wisconsin. But notice, as soon as I get back from the trip, he's uploading some video talking shit about me based on some hearsay he heard. I can't roll with these snakes, okay? I can't roll with these snakes. I try to rebuild the bridge with Arthur. Look at Arthur turns into a bitch, uploading some video about how I'm a racist. Please. Again, these people are snakes. I do say things that maybe sometimes I shouldn't say, but I'm not a snake and I'm not a backstabber. And again, quite frankly, I'm just the person that's sick of helping people out and then getting stabbed in the back. And then again, Chigozi, right now you're showing who you are because you're just screaming away in the chat like a little girl, but can't even come on the stream. And again, Chigozi, you're siding with people who are liars and slanderers. So something that always rubbed me the wrong way about Chigozi, but I never say anything about, is like he'll go in his chat and he'll have all these people that talk shit about me, like the GGs of the world. And GG will be in his chat just spamming about, I'm not even in the chat. I just showed up and now I see the whole chat's full of GG talking about how Zach's a transgender and Zach's a Mossad agent. And then Chigozi's like, hey, what's up, GZ? Thanks for being here today. It's like, okay. Like, are you really just like chopping it up with Gigi when all she's writing in the chat is that I'm a transgender and Mossad agent whose name is Joshua Greenblatt? I mean, like, if you're down for the cause, maybe be like, hey, Gigi, thanks for supporting my channel, but maybe don't fill up the whole chat spamming about Zach. And that's the thing. Like, I'm not even watching most other channels, but like, I'll go there and then I start looking at the chat and like their whole chat's the trolls talking shit about me. Derek's channel's that way. Chigozi's channel's often that way. Several channels are that way. It's like, can't you see that there's a major operation all times in all Gematria channels to talk shit about me, even if I'm not there? I mean, can't you figure out what's really going on? So anyway, that's why I just got to say, you know, Chigozi, I appreciate that you tried to help out and support the work for all the years, but you've become a problem, and now you're helping promote the propaganda and lies, and you're siding with the dividers and instigators. That's why I'm coming on here saying we do need each other, but at the same time, you got to realize like where you got to draw the lines, because you get the wrong people in your camp, your whole camp will burn down. So,
yeah, yeah. But I mean, as far as me, is the way I look at it is, when people fall out, you go your way, you do your own thing. That's it. Like all the extra shit, that's where it's like, okay, if somebody fell out with somebody, why, you know, like people just turn into just making videos and talking about people all the time and just keep it going. It's like, I don't get that. You know, if I'm done with somebody, I'm like, all right, I'm over here. I'm not going to be making videos about you. I'm gonna mention it once in a while or something like that, or a situation, but it's like it's not going to be in a negative context. It's going to be in a like, well, I wish we could have, you know, did this and did that or whatever. But I'm over here. I mean, hey, I'm doing my own thing. You know, but all this other shit is just mind-boggling. Like, it's just crazy. You know, just making videos and just talking shit. It's crazy. Like, I can't even fucking keep up. I'm like, I see Simple Truth. I see, what's his name? Like all these other, I don't even know who these people are. I just see Gematria, and it's like it comes up in my feed. It's like, and it'd be some troll shit. And it's like, it's just like, wow, you know. But I don't know. I don't get it. You know, I just wish that, hey, you don't like Zach or you don't like this person, boom, that's it. Done. You know, that, I mean, that's how it should be. Like, do your own thing and stay over here. And you know, another thing is, you know, with the Gematria thing, it's mixing people waking up and people that are takers because gambling. You know that, Zach. There's people that are waking up off this, and there's other faction that is about gambling. So those people are innately takers. Those people will innately stab you in the back. Those people will actually do shit to benefit themselves, and them the people that I don't trust. You know what I'm saying? Because those you can clearly see. All right, they ain't even about the knowledge. They're really not about waking up. They're about not using that as a tool to progress their life and become a better person. Some people are using it to get a gain in life and become flashy and like, you know, I'm about to get to, you know, do all this, you know. So that's with your work, you're on two planes. And this is where a lot of the friction comes in, is because there's a plane that's out there for the money. I gotta see the chat sometime. Zach, who's gonna win this game? I'm like, what the fuck? He's not even talking about this game. It's about something totally different. You know, it's like you can see, you know, the riffraff. Now, when you mix the gambling, you get the people that get channels, and now they want to steal some of the funk. So we already know some people are gonna target the messenger. You know, target you. You're the biggest one. Use Gematria. I'm gonna use him. It's a business move. I'm gonna use him.
Clout chasing.
Yeah, I'm gonna use him to have people look over here, and maybe I'll get some supporters, and I could create a Patreon or whatever the fuck. Put these numbers out, get money, and that's what I'm in it for. Because if that's all they're doing, are they really getting the knowledge to better themselves, or is it all about the money? And those people you can see right through. You know, so you're playing in a line of two planes of existence. One is awakening, because I've met a lot of people. They don't do nothing to do with gambling. They're awake. You've woken them up. They've learned gematria, you know, and that's a whole different side. And then there's this other side. You already know what they're in it for. That dollar, the dollar bill. Them the ones that are going to stab you in the back. Those are the ones that are going to keep going, you know, at you, you know. And as far as like Jacozzi, I just think that, man, that's more of it's just a big ass fucking disagreement, because I go back to when y'all was, you know, dwelling, kind of rocking out together. You know what I'm saying? It was a different energy, and now it's just a different energy. You know what I'm saying? It was a good energy. Now it's a negative energy. You know, it's like the other people, like Simple Truth, and I could see right through that one. You know, that dude is out there for the money. He's trying to get the bag. And there's a couple other channels out there that's doing the same thing. But you're on two planes, and one is awake people, and the other one is the people that are there for the takers. You know what I mean? They don't want to give nothing back. They're just going to take.
Sure. And again, for the person who left the chat said this is too negative, I hear you, man. I didn't mean to bring down the vibration, but I am coming on to make a point, because here's ultimately what I need to say. The mistake that I continue to make in my life is I give people too many chances, and I ignore red flags and warnings. Like, again, the person who's turned a lot of people, again, somebody told me a year and a half ago that they knew that person was a witch, and her reason for coming into the community was to create exactly what she's done. And I ignored all those warnings because I said, you know what? I see a good side of her, and we don't have enough people in this community. We're trying to build our numbers. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. And you know what? Again, I think she also put some poison in young Ben's head, because we had a private conversation. She wanted me to come to Ben's birthday party. Ben's in Pennsylvania, you guys. I'm in Washington State. And I could not be there at that time. And she was even on the phone. She's like, come on, Zach. Ben means so much to you, and Ben likes you. You got to be there for his birthday. And I said, you know, I'd love to be there for his birthday, but it's just not going to work out with the time schedule. And you know what? I haven't heard from Ben at that time. I guarantee that woman was putting negativity in his head, because that's what's bothered me. The good people who've fallen off this year, who were helpful to the movement. And I'm like how is this even happening? What we did this year, this shouldn't have been the year people fell off. But another thing you've been talking about, yeah, right, is, again, just what's happened in the time of COVID. Just all the negative energy in the world, and it just how that negative energy is impacting people and causing people to turn against each other. And again, you've talked about it in your own life, but yeah, again, I'm not trying to bring the vibration down even lower. I'm just speaking from a real point of view. We do need each other, but you got to make sure you have the right people, because if you start bringing wrong people in the camp, your camp's going to fall all apart. And, you know, right now for the community that we had built, some people have definitely fallen off, and some people have clicked up, like I said. It's not going to stop me from doing the work, but it might stop me in the time being from like going and doing things like the Kobe Bryant anniversary, which a part of me wants to do, but then another part of me is going, well, God, every event that we've done this year, it's only made the work go back further and further. So maybe that's not the right move right now. And that's frustrating to me. It's frustrating to me to be indecisive and not know what the right next move is. But I know if I just keep doing the work and pushing forward, eventually, hopefully, I'll get to what the goal is, to wake up enough people to actually do something to change the world. And even though that seems like a mission impossible, to me, it's the mission you got to keep pushing forward towards. Otherwise, it's over. And that's why I don't like the routine trolls that hang around and say this is stupid because the world's always going to be fucked up. Maybe it is, but there's a part of my mind that says, well, it wasn't always this way. At least I don't think it was always this way. So I think we can eventually get to a better place. That remains to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, I have that. But, you know, we're in a world where we've lost humanity. Like I started the video out, humanity has lost its connection to its own self. You know what I mean? And it's actually that bad. You know, I see this shit every single day, man. You know, but we definitely, you know, we need each other to grow, you know. Even this shit. This is actually, it may look negative, it may be negative, but all of us are gonna grow in our own ways from this shit. You know what I'm saying? You, the angels, Chicozy, everybody's gonna grow in some way. They're gonna see, because you know, nobody's in a negative state, nobody's in an anger state at all times, you know. So it'll just, you know, you take that and go over here and you harness it in another way, you know. And that's my thing about it is, you know, it's bad, man. It is bad. It's bad as in just hard to come together, man. Really hard. But yeah, I don't know. It is hard to come together. Really
Indeed.
is.
Indeed.
You know.
All right. Well, I mean, I said my piece, and again, I don't know if it'll bring more problems or not, but I feel like it needed to be said. And yeah, again, I just again, a part of me was just irking me because, again, you know, I'm blunt and I'll call things out. When you're talking about, you know, people being too emotional and causing problems, and two people are spamming up the chat that are too emotional who are causing problems, it's like they might be hearing the information, but they can't even reflect and see that it's them. So,
yeah, I mean, it's why I do what I do, man. I put the information out there, and you know, people will get it. You know, some people won't get it. You know, and that's all I can do. You know, I can't do anything else. You know, so it's always been my mission is I'll just put it out there, get my points of views, what goes on in my life, and what works, and you know, and people could take it from there, man. You know, and you know, that's the only thing I do is try. You know, but I would just, you know, come to a conclusion, man. Like, you know, as far as everybody is, you know, yeah, we want to be stern and real and you know, even me. But at the end of the day, you know, like we come to a even playing ground. Like all that shit, you know, just it could be halted. It's us that are, you know, it's us. It's the trolls. It's like, okay, if Cozy is trolling, he could stop if he wants. You know, he could just say, all right, I'm done. You know what? We had our beef. I'm done. You know, whatever. You know, the other trolls, they ain't gonna fucking stop. You know, but after people come on, talk, fight, fuss, you know, you leave it at at the end of the day, you leave it at you leave it at that, leave it in the past, and you know, just move on, you know. I mean, that's the way I look at it, you know. I don't hold on to shit and try to bring it in my reality. You know, you could just learn from back then. You know, the whole object is you learn from your past to improve your present, you know, which improves your future. If we hold on to what was in the past, it's going to affect the now and affect the future. And a lot of people have a hard time with that, you know. So,
sure.
you know, leave it out and then just, you know, move forward, you know. Like Chicozy's still in here, you know, you guys could come to some type of, he can't come on because he said he's at work in a meeting, so.
He can't come on because the last time he tried to come on and confront, he was stuttering and sounded like an idiot. I'm just going to call him out and be blunt because we know that's what it is. You can't speak confidently. You look like a fool when you came on, stuttering and talking bullshit. So, Chigozi, do this. You haven't contributed anything to the community in the last 2 weeks except for uploading the trolls' slanderous little clip that's edited. And again, Chigozi, I mean, you're making me laugh in the chat. You're saying, again, you're literally writing lies. The troll said that I told people who were down and out to commit suicide. That's what his little caption says. But then it starts with me talking to a troll, not people who are down and out. And that's what you re-uploaded. And now here you are saying, you know, it wasn't about down and out. That was exactly Ben's quote. And it's exactly what the troll used. So upload a video explaining why your only contribution to the community the last 2 weeks is slandering me and helping promote the troll who's working the hardest to divide the community. If you can't do that, you know, I mean, I want to hear you use your own words. Use your own words, Chigozi. And again, you can't tell me the trolls aren't rubbing off on you. When I was calling you out and saying nothing but facts, which triggered you, you called me a long-nosed Jew. You don't think the trolls are rubbing off that sit in your chat all day that you entertain? Oh, hey, thanks for being in my chat. Person who just wrote Zach's a Jew, Israeli agent. I mean, you can't see the problem of being cool with the trolls. Again, that's not a real position. If you're going to sit here and say that you're about gematria and then entertain all the trolls who are trying to tear apart the community, you can't see the problem with that, it makes you the problem, Chigozie. You won't come on the stream, so I'm talking to you in the chat. But anyway, again, I do got other work to do. I appreciate you having me on. Yeah, right. And
yeah, I got shit to do. Yeah, I got shit to do too. But yeah, I just, some point, hopefully get over the shit, get through. That way, I mean, it's the hardest thing to do is, sometimes you gotta, just say, you know what, fuck it. But yeah. Oh shit. I don't know. I don't know the story about Ben, so Ben did write down out. Come on, bro, read.
The story of Ben is Ben sided with a bunch of people's hearsay who've been working to troll and slander me and people that I've done nothing but good shit for. I mean, that's the reality of the situation. And again, for everybody who wants to believe the word with lie in the middle, any other account, I don't care. I don't feel bad about what I've done. I know that all those people who've attacked me, I've been nothing but nice and good to them. And when they started attack, that's when I said something bad. And I took a lot of attacks before I even responded. Because that's the thing, too. I tried to take the high road and just ignore it, but then people start saying, oh, Zach's not responding. Must be true. That's what's so annoying about the internet.
Yeah,
it's just like, okay, so now the lie is becoming what everyone thinks is the truth. So anyway, the reality is I've been here every day for going on a decade, putting out life-changing information that proves its point every single day. How many times have I taught about 118 and death? Look at all of today's headlines. They're all about death. You even have a 118-year-old dead nurse on 118. Again, I came here to put out information and facts to open people's eyes to the way the propaganda is used to move society like we're on a conveyor belt for the sake of somebody else's agenda. That's the reason I'm here. That's what I'm trying to stop. For those of you guys who get butthurt over the way I rant and the things I say to certain people, sorry. I guess you're just part of that emasculated, emotional energy that they want. And again, there's a reason that people from in my generation, we still act like guys. Chigozie and Ben, just to be real, you guys are younger. You're from this emasculated generation. You guys weren't allowed to play smear the queer growing up. You weren't even allowed to use those words. You guys got raised like little girls, and it turns out at the end of the day, that's who you are inside. And if you want to respond to that, Chigozie, you can make a video, okay? But that's the way I see it, and that's the problem with your generation. Weak, effeminate, emasculated. You might be big and strong, but inside, that's not who you are, okay? So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. And again, Thank you, yeah, right. But again, you and I bring a different type of energy. But again, I think my kind of energy is necessary because I call spades spades. And the things I'm saying I know are very true about this world, and it's why it's moving the direction it is. It's why every Hollywood movie right now is about some wimpy, emasculated guy and some superhero woman. Sweet lady just put on some Disney cartoon the other night, and it's about a big buff woman that can lift houses. Like, look at this shit, man.
This I had seen some commercials during a game the other day because I don't watch none of this shit. And when I was at the goddamn casino, I seen some commercials. I'm like, for a fucking game show. It's a literally LGB. I forgot what it's some type of. I was gonna make a video about it, but I forgot. Some game show. Everybody's like, it's this shit. This world is changing. I mean, it's just everything that I've seen on TV is stupid. It's dumb. It's everybody laughing. Everything's a fucking joke. People, adults acting like children. It's just fucking disgusting, man. It's pathetic. And now I know why. I look around like, fuck, this is why people are so fucked up. Look at these commercials, the shows, the TV. These people are living in these reality. It's pathetic, man. And you like to say, you hope enough people wake up, but I mean, at this point, we're just dancing to the beat of the New World Order, man. Dancing to the fucking beat. And by people, being in their ways, that's what they want, They want people just comfortable, That's why I like when shit goes bad. I enjoy that shit. I mean, that's nothing better for me than when shit starts happening, you know?
Yeah. People don't like when I rant about that either, but I seriously think that's about one of the only solutions there is for this society. So
yeah, it definitely needs to. We need to lose in order to gain. You know, that's a part of life. So I say it all the time: shut the lights off. You know, inflate the currency. You know, do whatever you got to do, because now more people will start to think. They'll be out of their comfort zone, and they'll wake up. The other ones will panic and they'll get removed out of the way by some way, shape, or form. You know. And you know, that's something that I witnessed during the Buffalo shit. That was a big giant eye opener, because basically in that little small microcosm was a breakdown of society. No police, no fire, no ambulances. It was everybody for themselves. And I put a post before I came up to Buffalo. Who needs help? I got food, water. I'm giving people to rides to warming shelters, hospitals, or, you know, safety. I got hundreds of messages in a minute, because this group had like 70,000 people and people needed help. It was like depressing, sad shit. Like, I didn't make video for like 2 days. But anyways, you know, the number one demographic of humanity, what 95% of them was this. They were all women. All women. This society where they don't need a man, they don't need nobody, they ain't got nobody. 95% of them, hundreds and hundreds of messages of women in trouble. No food, stuck, can't, you know, no lights. They just need help. They need to get to safety. And it was older people and people with health problems, you know. That was crazy, man. And that was a true eye-opener to break down the society, and plus to see the community change at night to where it was every business got fucking ran, every single business. Remember when you were in Buffalo? All right, right around that same area, but further eastward, just, I mean, every single business. The news didn't show what really went on. Every business got ransacked and looted. Like, it was crazy. And it just was a true eye. I was like, yo, we got to get the fuck out of here now, because I don't feel safe anymore. You know, I mean, I had safety with me, but I don't feel safe anymore. All right, it's time to go. So when night fell, it was time to get out of there. And people were sending me messages. I was in contact with people overnight. You know, the one person's neighbor's house, they literally watched them go in there, and they were afraid that they were like, I'm like afraid they're gonna come in here. I was like, look, I think they know you're there. You know your neighbors aren't there, but you should be all right, but stay in contact. And they were straight. And there was another person, same instance, you know. And this lets you know that when society breaks down, you better be fucking ready, because it's going bad fast. And then it showed that the average person only has 2 fucking days worth of food in their house in some areas, because there was mad people like they ain't got no food. And these are the people that go to the corner stores every day. You know, now the store's closed. Now they ain't got no food. They can't cook. Women with kids, like, all we got left is like a can of soup left. And I'm like, yo, it was really an eye opener, man. So people don't understand the reality we're actually living in, you know, and to understand how close we are to total society breakdown, you know. And that's why I do what I do, is because people just don't understand. You know, they're comfortable. They don't realize that our whole society is going to be changed, and in order to do that, at some point it has to go off. You know, it has to shut down, you know. And yeah, it's bad, man. That was a real eye opener. And to see what happened in Buffalo and how fast it deteriorated. I mean, I'm talking less than 36 hours, you know, 36 hours. It was straight everyone for themselves. And I'm standing at a police station full of cops. The place next door is being ransacked. You know, cops not coming. People calling 911. They say, look, we don't have enough services. You know, nobody could get to anybody. That shit was crazy, man. You know, And it was a real eye opener, man. Like, really was, man. How fragile it truly is, you know. So yeah, just wanted to leave on that note because people don't understand, man. You know, and then you realize how you actually do need each other. You know, you seen people helping people. You know, I seen homeless people helping people. People were taking in homeless people. You know, race didn't matter. You know, all the shit that we've been propagated with. When the shit hits the fan, it's out the window. You know, that's what all these beliefs everybody got. You know, race, genders, political factions. When shit hits the fan, ain't nobody thinking about that shit. You know, real human emotion comes in. And it was also beautiful to see there was other people helping, you know, also. So you saw the good and the bad. You know, you saw the ones that's going to take advantage of people, you know, and I'm sorry, but single women, you are a target because let that shit keep going. These sick and twisted young people with these minds, they're like, Tracy down the street look good. You know, I'm kind of feeling it right now. You know, she ain't got no man. All right. Yeah, let's go do something to her. Boom, they coming in. And, you know, just sick, twisted young kids out here and old and just sick, twisted people in general. You're a target, man. When people need shit, they know it's a woman in there. They got guns and they got the will. Look out. They coming, man. You know, they're coming. And this was a big eye opener for me to see that how vulnerable, you know, it is, man. This just happened in the suburbs too. People coming home and houses just ransacked. So this wasn't just in the inner city. This shit was everywhere, you know, because people innately knew ain't no cops coming. So they about to get busy, you know. So yeah, it was just a real big eye opener, man. Bad and good, you know. People did help people, and yeah. So people don't realize, man, they cut the lights off. You know, you better be ready, you know, or whatever. Natural disaster strikes, you better be fucking ready, man. You know? And yeah, so yeah, man. It really was an eye-opener to see all that. You know, people put their faith in the government, they ain't fucking coming, man. You know, they gonna save themselves.
No,
You know?
government's just here to collect.
Yep. So yeah. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there, man. But there's somebody in the chat. I don't think they will let the lights go out. Well, you better think again, you know. It's the people you know, you think they're cleanup, you know. They just shut the whole fucking world down for 2 years. And people think they're not going to turn the lights out. No, it's not going to be everywhere. They're going to hit pockets here and there. Say it's a cyber attack, natural disaster, whatever. This shit is already planned, man. They want to change the entire infrastructure. To do that, you need to destroy it, you know? So, you know, people still have that in their mind that, oh, ain't nothing going to happen. You know, oh, Trump will save us, or Jesus will come back from the crack the fucking sky, as the Hebrew Israelites said, or, you know, or they'll be in their higher consciousness, spiritual self in a meditative position and they're going to be all right. You know, nah, man, this shit is I'm not a doomsday, you know, I'm not a doom and gloom guy, but they clearly got a mission and they're clearly moving towards it. You know, is what it is, you know?
Sure. Coming together, though, I mean, that was a good story at Buffalo with the Hebrew Israelites. Because at first, when I came up and wanted to talk to him, I was white devil.
Yeah.
But the thing was, you know, after we had a conversation, there was a coming together. And I'm trying to remember. I did a video with, there's two guys in the Buffalo community who kept coming out. Craig, and I cannot think of the other gentleman's name right now, but they took me on a tour of Buffalo. We drove all around for about 2 hours.
Craig and started with an H, right?
Hollis.
Yeah,
yes.
Hollis. Yeah.
Hollis.
Yep.
Craig and Hollis.
Yep.
And they were hilarious, but they took me on like a 2-hour tour of Buffalo, and we probably got done like a little after 10 p.m. And shout out to Jared. Jared Bailey was out there, and he came with me. And then when they dropped me off, they dropped me back off by the Buffalo Tops, and then the Hebrew Israelites were out there, but they weren't doing their thing. I was surprised they were drinking. I was like, oh, Hebrew Israelites drink. I didn't think they drank.
Nah, I mean, they usually don't, but
Okay, well, some of them were out there drinking because the liquor store's across the street.
Yeah.
But I ended up just having a good conversation with them, and it was like midnight when I finally left. And
yeah,
it was just a few days earlier I was White Devil, and then next thing you know, we're having a good conversation till midnight.
While you were talking to the one guy, I was talking to the skinnier guy, and it was the same thing. But we came down, brought him down to an agreement, and they even agreed. And what I was talking to him that he didn't agree with, the other one agreed with me. And it's like, see, we're talking about the same thing. And then the whole energy changed. It was like, everybody was cool. They was, it was amazing, man. It really was. And like you said, it's coming together on a common ground. It's doable. It's not doable on the internet, but guess what? In person, it's very doable. The internet is just, we can see. I've been on here for a long time. It don't work. In person, it works. I've met a lot of people, when we meet together, and we're in good contact, and that's the beauty of it,
Yeah, it is true. The internet is the breakdown of society, and that's been apparent since the internet came around. And I still remember when Facebook was a brand new thing. I was the last person to get a Facebook profile because I was like, why are people like rushing home to post their Facebook update? We used to rush home to hang out with each other. Now you guys are on Facebook.
Right.
Anyway.
All right. So you seriously think they can keep this level of control with the lights out? Seriously. Well, James,
that wouldn't be the point, right? The day they turn the lights out is the day that they're ready to move on to the next phase of the agenda, and they got the AI ready to replace a lot of people they got to get rid of. So
right. I mean, yeah, we get it. They're going to monitor the internet, okay, but it doesn't stop them from turning the power out. I mean, they're going to go through phases. We're going to go through phases of fuel shortages, power shortages, natural disasters, food shortages. We're going to go through that phase, How else were they going to gain control? They got to do these things. Like, this is what people don't know. They need to gain control. They're not going to gain control by going with the same system. It don't work like that. You can't.
Just speaking of Buffalo, the terminology that everyone was using after the Buffalo shooting was food desert. There's a food desert in Buffalo because that was their one grocery store. And I was literally on the street in Buffalo trying to share the knowledge, and I had younger guys coming up to me going, we don't need knowledge right now. It's a food desert out here. But all of this programming is being put in our mind, and what was in Buffalo, next thing you know, it's going to be your neighborhood. And they're going to be talking about the food desert in your neighborhood.
Yep.
So
exactly. I mean, we gotta, hey, if you could sit back and think that, everything's gonna be fine, then that's on you. I got balance in my life, but at the same time, I know and I'm aware, and I don't sit there with and think, oh, they're not gonna turn the lights out. I mean, what? They're gonna turn the lights out. You think they have a system that they want to go to, so that means there is gonna be an outage period because they got to switch all this shit over. They're not doing it little by little. Anybody that's into electricity know it don't work like that. They have they built it for the past 5 years. They built a whole nother electrical grid while the other one's up for 5G because the 5G draws too much power. I made videos here in Rochester when they put the 5G up. It ain't on yet. The fucking wires are this thick, like big as my damn leg, And I was showing people like, look, this I've watched go across the entire nation. It's a whole nother infrastructure next to the other one that's bigger, taller, thicker wire. That shit ain't operational yet.
Right.
This old shit is.
Somebody's gonna take a freeze frame of you making that shape of the wire.
Oh yeah, they're gonna say, "Oh look,
hand gesture."
They're gonna be like, "Look, him and Zach are the
exactly.
Jesuits or the Illuminati." Because somebody.
That's what's so annoying about the internet. That's what's so annoying about the internet. Somebody already leaving comments that you're doing Masonic hand gestures, and I'm raised by Jesuits. It's just like this is what's annoying about the internet. And then people start listening to that shit thinking it's real. It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Jesuit son with Chris Cornell's face. Somebody who follows me sent me this thing to remind us who really got rid of Chris Cornell, the guy born on the 201st day of the year. That's why I wear it all the time.
Right.
I only have 3 hoodies and it's cold out here. So
right. They, people are gonna do what they do, but so all right. Well, yeah. So I'm gonna get up off here, man, and thanks for coming on, and we'll figure it out, hash it out, and hopefully
here, I just want to say one more thing. For all of you guys who'd like to see me in LA on the Kobe Bryant anniversary, I still might do it. But again, had there not been so just much negative shit and so many people fall off the wagon, I'd be there for sure. So all you guys who think that this stuff needs to happen, if you've been the person that's out there putting out the poison and the division and siding with the trolls and the instigators and the dividers who aren't doing anything, again, realize if I'm not out there, you're part of the reason that is the case, because that stuff is weighing on my mind. If I'm just going to go out and work my ass off and drive back and forth across the country, and all it brings is more hate and division and people falling off the bus, then it's not worth the energy, even if it does feel right in the moment. And that's the other thing too. I mean, you get out there and you put out this good content on the internet, it doesn't last for very long because they tear it down because they don't want to see the success. Just like how lost his channel when we were in Oklahoma City. I lost my best video that day. Same thing happened in New York. Again, they don't want to see the success. And then, and then it's on top of that, then we got all of a sudden people are, I can't even make sense of what happened with so many people this year.
Yeah, but when you think about it, I mean, it's because we began to come together. So the division's going to come. Like this new person who's making all this shit ain't showing their face. You know what it is. It's the agents. And they have infected other people, probably meshing them, probably in their chat, instigating and shit like that. Next thing you know, people don't even know why the fuck they're angry and shit like that. And, it triggers you. And it's just these people are professional mind manipulators. That's what people don't understand. These people are professionals at this shit. They just don't come here and, they're just here. Nah, these people are professionals. They know what to do. Think about it. How all these people just change and, all that. They just point the finger, at you, what you said, some situations. Yeah. But other shit is like, damn, this motherfucker just switched and off of what? And then there's this other channel and they're just making videos. Everybody's over there. And it's like, it's like a fucking fan club, It's like, how did they do that? It's like, wow, So
exactly,
besides all the he said, she said shit back and forth for who did what and what did what. I mean, when you go to the base foundation of it, now it's trolling. All right, fuck Zach. So it should be I'm doing my own thing, but now it's this troll game. So what is this energy that everybody's in that's trolling? Okay, angels, y'all got it a beef, but there's no trolling, making videos and shit like that. But then you got all these other channels and it's happening in those realms. So it's like, what the fuck? And hey man, I'll be talking about this energy every fucking day. What I see out in my own reality. And then I come on the internet and it's the same shit. So I know the energy is in here, So, I mean, I know the energy is here and it's embodying people. People don't understand energy. Everyone talks about energy, frequency, and vibration and don't have a fucking clue about it. They don't understand the being that they truly are, People are stuck in a physical instead of a mental plane. And that's where the separation comes from, where it makes a lot of things easier, where you don't worry about shit. Like, Wise make videos about me. I'm not making videos. I'll talk like I'm talking about it now, but I'm not wasting no energy on that. Make all the ones you want. I can care less. I won't take the bait, because one thing I've learned is no energy is the best remedy. You know what I mean? Don't give no energy. That shit changes your whole life. Makes shit a lot easier in your life. Shit don't weigh on you. You learn how to move better. You ain't stressing about shit because you don't give no energy and you don't hold on to no bullshit. You just wait for the positive to come. Might be an off day, but guess what? That off day, hey, what am I learning? Why is this day off? Oh shit, it's because I'm thinking too much on this. Let me stop, cut the energy off. It's all about energy. And that's the easiest thing to do, and then when you come at it, you're at a positive light, not a negative one, as a positive one. If I want to talk about a situation, it's going to be in a positive light, So it's just the way we move energy through our being, you know, and that's what people don't get. People don't realize, you know, this is an awakening. It's a crossroads, and people are stuck in the middle. People think they're awake, but they're actually not awake. You might as well go over there with the woke crew because y'all in the same energy. People are running around here thinking they're awake, but they're in the woke wake, you know, that same, I call it liberal energy. I know you have a definition of liberal, but I don't know what else to call it, but this liberal energy, this liberal,
you're right about it. It's definitely the modern definition of liberal energy. You're right about that.
Some shit that goes into this liberal, and it went back into the, you know, that same energy was around in the Malcolm X days. You know, he talked about it straight up. Exactly what I'm saying is what he's saying. They know how to bring this energy in and put it in, and they know how to pull that shit out, you know, and that's what they did. They hit us right at Mr. 19. And with George Floyd, that's when they ushered in the biggest amount of energy, and it affected a lot of people. You know, being vegan, you know, eating natural, I'm in these communities, and when I travel, I'm in there. So there was the most beautifulest place to go until George Floyd fucking hit. Then these people turn into fucking walking devils, and still to this day, they have it in them. They're gonna wear a mask, and they are just totally different. Before, I would be like, man, when this awakening happens, and you know, 2020, yo, these people are going to be on our side. They're going to be understanding what's going on. These fucking people knew it and hijacked all of them. These people are these people are dangerous. These people are the people we're going to have to worry about going forward with the climate change agenda, with more black and white divide, but mainly the climate change agenda. They have geared these people up, and these people are fucking dangerous, and we ain't seen shit yet. We seen them through all the little war protests, anti-guns, LGBT rights, you know, abortion rights. Wait till they come out with this fucking climate change shit, and they're inside, you know, just it's gonna be something that you're gonna like, damn, yeah, right, was talking about this shit. It's this negative, satanic, evil, dark, whatever you want to call it, energy that is here, that is embodying people, and unfortunately, you know, I tell some of the Trumpers now, you guys are the same as the liberals. Look at yourself. If I say something about Trump, you go to immediately shut off. You don't want to hear shit else. You agreed with everything I said until I said, well, you know, Trump is a part of the problem.
Exactly.
Oh,
I've
shit.
had that 1,000 times in the last
You talk
4 or
about
5 years.
liberal, they go liberal real quick. Now you talk to the liberals, you break them all down, and then it's the same shit. I said, y'all are dwelling in the same fucking energy. You're just on two different sides of it, you know?
And that's how almost everybody is. They're caught up in one trap or the other, man. And I've had that same experience with the Trump people so many times, because I'll start off giving them everything they want to hear. Look at all this with Biden. But here's the catch. Guess who's in the same club? Then they're just like, I had a guy wanting to kill me in Spokane because he was totally into what I was saying. And then when I told him about how Trump was in it, man, he was so mad.
Yeah, this is what they do. And it's the same energy. I mean, I just call it the liberal energy. And even the media is telling you, either you're a liberal or you're a fucking terrorist, because there is no Republican and no Democrat in the government now. If you're fucking with the government, you're liberal minded. Even the Republicans are liberal minded. All right. There's a couple, you know, with their little fucking gun rights and their freedom and shit, but they're still liberal minded. The government's even telling either you're liberal or you're a terrorist. You ain't no in between, because this motherfucker Biden comes on and says all the Republicans are fucking terrorists, basically. You know, like, what is that? And a satanic background. So you know what kind of energy is here. And I mean, they're showing you're either this way or you're against us. So they've already split it up. And this is why I can see this shit happening all around us. And it's happening here with people we know on the internet. This energy is embodying the weak energy of people that don't know who they truly are, you know, and it's getting right in them. And I tell people every day, check your bed first, check your house, check your neighbors, check your neighborhood, then check your town, city, village, and then state, because these motherfuckers are all around. And when these people hit a button, you're going to be the target. They're going to be like, oh yeah, no. You know, from the bed, oh no, my husband or my wife, no, she's the one that believes in all that stuff. No, not me. No, I don't. No, that's the one. You know, watch this shit. They're going to hit every faction. They did it in COVID. They showed us what they're going to do. They broke everything down. They even had it to where if you don't get the shot, your insurance is going to go up if you're married. Oh my God, did you see people were fucking fighting and fussing and you better go get that. And no, I'm not. And oh my God, it was crazy, man. It was really crazy. And being here locally in touch with a bunch of nurses, yo, this shit was real. They were going through this shit. So these people know when to push the button to affect your kids, to affect your loved ones, your moms, your dads, your uncles, your aunts. They know. That's why I said, man, when they hit the energy button, you better look out. You better look at who you're around. You know, they will turn on you. This energy will turn against you. You're like, you know, I really wasn't with all that. And, you know, now you're the crazy conspiracy theorist guy. No, you know. So people don't realize how, you know, what a detrimental situation we're in, because they're telling you, if you believe in freedom, if you believe in liberty, you're a threat. You know, I mean, look what they're doing in schools. You know, if parents come up there, oh, you know, you don't agree with this agenda, this, you know, that, you know, these rights should be inside the school with my child and this and that. Oh my fucking God. You know, I went to school board meetings here locally, blew my fucking mind, you know? So yeah, man, we are in a bad shape, you know? And that's why my kids are homeschooled. I went through hell, you know, is because of all these reasons I knew were coming. You know, this is why I got a plan A, but I'm living in plan B, you know, because I know it's going to be a point. All right, there's no more fucking hope. You know, I retire, you know, so
yeah, I think you got the right idea there.
And
yeah, I know we both got to wrap it up. I see somehow even Gary the Numbers guys crawled into this chat, GG007, who's a big Trump guy. When Trump comes to Cleveland, Gary gets to stand right behind him on TV. Hey, Gary, if you want to come on and debate me later on if Trump's in the club or not, I think that would be a great stream.
Oh, that's what he meant. We're agents. I'm an agent. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like,
well, Gary, the funny thing is the guy who's writing that literally probably is an agent, because how many of us get to stand right behind Donald Trump when he comes to Cleveland? So again, how many of Gary's been debating back and forth with Andrew Tate. So Gary, it's funny that Gary, who's probably literally an agent, is in here calling us agents. But Gary's mad because I poked a hole in his scam, making people sign NDAs and teaching the same knowledge I do. But I did it for free for 5 years while Gary was trying to charge people thousands of dollars for it. So Gary's butthurt. Gary got put to shame in 2016 when all my futures landed and all his failed, except for the one where we agreed, where LeBron would win on King James's birthday. But yeah, Gary's the type of guy who got owned in 2016. So then he goes out and launches a website called Gematria Fraud with my face on. It's like, how can you call me a fraud? I put you to shame in 2016. That's why you stopped calling into my show. And see, that's the thing that I hate about my trolls and critics. They're nothing but haters who've already lost the debate. So then they have to go to these skeezy tactics and start accusing me of being what they are. Anyway, Gary, come on and debate later if Trump's in the club. We'll see who wins the debate. You're going to get wasted.
Yeah, I mean, people that still believe. I mean, the thing about it is I can understand how they could think that, but you got to be real. Like, you know, he's a part of the fucking club, because look what happened. I mean, if you look at January 6th, if Trump was not a part of that, had nothing to do with it, why is he letting 70-year-old women with fucking cancer go to fucking prison? You know, Pam Hempel, she was just at the fucking thing, just walked through the January 6th with the line of people that were told basically to funnel through there, just walk like they were on tour. Why did she get to have to go to fucking prison? Why did over 200 other people get indicted for just entering the place and have to go to prison? Trump should have been fighting for them. Trump should have sent millions and teams of lawyers to defend against that. Why didn't he do it? Because it's a part of the fucking plan. Trust the fucking plan. All these people got in all this trouble and he didn't do anything. I mean, it's just crazy.
He helped usher in the New World Order, man. He helped go along with the COVID agenda.
The whole COVID agenda. He could have if he was real, he would have put a stop to it. If he was real, he would be exposing the shit. How you're banned from Twitter and you're Donald Trump. You could just put out any statement and you're all over the fucking news anyway. You're bigger than Twitter. Like, what the fuck? What's wrong with people? He should have if he was real, he would be out there exposing real shit. I mean, come on. He's got fucking photos of him and Jeffrey Epstein. He should be on all kind of platforms, big platforms, talking to people, you know, while he's not the president. You know, like Andrew Tate, he should be there. He should be with fucking, what's the other guy? The Rogan. He should be on Joe Rogan or something like that talking. He should be on his own son shit talking all the time, like creating his own real social media that isn't owned by fucking the federal government or the CIA or some shit. Exactly. Well, this is, you know, Trump media. I could build my own media bigger than fucking Twitter. Twitter's only worth how many millions of dollars? I mean, literally, Trump could have bought his own fucking platform. Probably could have bought Twitter. I mean, the shit is ridiculous, man, that people could still think that Donald Trump is some fucking savior. It just blows my goddamn mind. Really does. You know, when you look at the legal ramifications of shit, I mean, it's just so stupid. And another thing is when they raided Mar-a-Lago, that should have been a sign to say, wait a minute, this can't even happen under a law because you have FBI and you have Secret Service. Okay, one is the federal government, the other one is the federal government. Therefore, there wouldn't have been no raid because Donald Trump is not gonna it's not a threat. He's not gonna escape. It would have been lawyers talking to lawyers like, look, Donald Trump, you got to come in. And he would have walked in there. They wouldn't have had to raid his fucking house. That was a shit show for the fucking sheep flock fucks to watch and believe. I mean, it's just so stupid. You got to understand law to know that can't even, that's 100% impossible because the Secret Service is told to kill on sight. The feds, all right, would be an enemy if they're raiding the place. And then they would have been like, look, we're gonna raid you. So they would have been a phone call like, what are you gonna raid us for? We'll just come there. I mean, come on, this shit's so stupid. If they really
is, man. Not to mention all year they've been, if you've been paying attention, they're showing you that like all the instigators were like government informants.
Right.
Like, so it's like, how are people not figuring this out?
Right. The January 6th thing, there was a video that came out. I mean, this video was unbelievable. I can't find it anywhere. I should have I recorded it, but I don't know where the video went. But this guy broke down the entire January 6th and showed the fake ass glass. He showed the fucking police letting people in. He showed the blood packs being smashed on the one girl that was supposed to be being shot. You know, the fucking prop guns. I mean, it was unbelievable what this dude was showing. That video got wiped off the fucking map. The dude's channel got deleted.
Anything that exposed January 6th got deleted. I lost again, I put out 2 prediction videos for January 6th that were dead on. They were the last videos I had that had over 100K views. And right after January 6th, they both got deleted. And it's because I called all that shit out before it even happened, exactly what they were going to do. And again, that's what's so frustrating too, man. It's just like all of us who are doing the good work, who are getting censored, the last thing we need is people in our camp now working against us too. It's like, do we not already have enough working against us? The censorship, the nonstop trolling, now people falling off the bus, contributing. It's just like people lost their mind. But anyway, yeah, right. I do appreciate you having me on, and I do got to bounce, but
yeah, me too,
man.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, have a good one.
All right. All right, guys. Not how I expected the live to go, but anyways, you know, I'm still on the same, you know, topic. You know, we need to come together. You know, again, those are all, you know, that's all, you know, his, you know, that's his the way he thinks and perceives shit. I mean, we all perceive shit different, you know. So shout out to Zach, shout out to everybody, shout out to Chicozy, Angels, you know. I mean, same thing with, you know, my beefs aren't, you know, other people's beefs aren't my beefs, and you know, we all know that, you know. Even Zach knows that, so we're not gonna hold it against nobody, but yeah, man, I mean, the reality is, I mean, we got bigger shit going on, man. You know, really. We got bigger shit going on. You know. And a lot of shit going on. So we gotta come to a conclusion, man. You know. So, but yeah, man, it's, you know, I've seen some things, so, you know, I just see society, you know, people that think that ain't nothing gonna happen, y'all gotta lose that thought. You know, lose that fucking thought, man. You know, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not a doom and gloom or nothing like that. It's just you got to lose that. You know, you got to lose that thought, because it is shit gonna happen. You know, I mean, look what they did. They shut the fucking world down. People think they ain't gonna shut your local community down. Are you serious? You know, they did one thing they did do is stop the world. They ain't stopped me. You know, they stopped the world. They really did. You know, they shut their business down, their corporations, their transportation, their flights, their fucking money systems. They shut the bitch down. And the people would still think right now in 2023, today, that they won't turn the fucking lights out. You gotta be kidding me, man. You know, I'm just telling people like, yo, y'all gotta be ready, man. Y'all better be ready. They're even telling you they're gonna do the shit. I mean, they done told you you're gonna have power outages, climate change. You know, fake ass patriot attacks on the grid because fucking Joe Biden or something. You know, they're gonna create some narrative, and then some area ain't got no fucking power. Cyber attacks. Oh, they don't have no fucking power because of this. The banking system's down. You know, I'm telling you, man. I mean, what else are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? We're just gonna keep on. They're gonna keep on having Davos for fucking the next 20 years and keep the perpetual cycle of bullshit going? No, they know it's coming to a heat because too many people are realizing what the fuck's going on. You got to contain that. The boss is like, look, we got to contain this shit. You're Bill Gates, yo, your shit got to speed the fuck up, man. It ain't working like we thought it was. All right, climate change, fuck it, let's go. You know, because it's not about changing the climate; it's about changing the people. The people are the climate. Climate's gonna do what it's gonna do. You know, so it is what it is, man. And at the end of the day, man, we do got to come together, you know. And it is what it is, man. Thanks, Blue Eyes, Amy, cracked their code. Everybody else on here, James, and you know, the internet will go off. They gotta do that one too. They gotta shut the internet down to see how people's reactions. Remember, they have monitoring systems, man. They could shut your internet off and you just think the shit off. I mean, the phone already listens to your thoughts. The phone already can feel your body, you know? So think about it. The internet may be off, but it ain't gonna be off. It may be off to you and me, but it ain't off. They still monitoring everything. They're listening to the chatter. They're looking through the screens. The AI is capturing pictures and turning it over into verbal formats. You know, think about it. Peering into camera systems across, you know, you thinking it's out, but it's actually on. You know, you gotta think, man. You know, think of this technology, this what we're living in, man. They got technology so far advanced, man. You know, there's one dude talking about they have already this technology, 8G technology, where they're in this one area in the military, and they have these devices that take batteries that starts charging up automatically charging, you know, automatically charges without any hookups, anything, as long as you're in this right area, you know. I swear sometimes I'll be passing by Harris, you know, which makes military equipment. Weird shit happens, you know, phone fucking glitch out, uh the fucking radar detectors going off like a motherfucker. So I think about, oh shit, sorry about that. Got to think about this stuff, man. Right. I mean, think about all the smart technology. Your internet might be out, but they still watching. Remember, they got cameras everywhere. You know, they don't need you. They don't need you they don't need you to figure out what the fuck's going on. They'll be monitoring very well, monitoring all movement. Cars are monitored already, linked to the system, cameras. You got everything in place, you know. So you just got to think. Thanks, Angel. So you're right, King Charles. So You know, I mean, it just is what it is, man. You know, but I'm about to get up off here. I ain't mean to go 3 hours and 30. Oh, it was almost 33. So I'm about to get up off here and yeah, I got one. I got a Faraday bag. I got Faraday bag, Faraday hoodies, you know, I got Faraday boxes, all kind of shit. You know. Yeah, Harris does like a lot of military equipment and shit. But I'm about to get off here, man. Much love to you guys. And you know, I'll talk to y'all later. And again, it's about, you know, bridging that gap, you know, and realizing what's what. So peace and love, everybody. And I'll talk to y'all later.